Good morning, everybody. Welcome to YouGarden. Rebecca, are you well?
I am very well. Are you?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name's Dan. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, we were doing yoga in the potting shed this morning.
We were.
I think we were doing like a half pigeon
stretch. I did some exercise yesterday morning and I'm really aching.
Still paying for it now.
It's hurting. So I was doing some stretches.
Apparently it's a good time to do yoga in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. Gets you set up for the day. It's good.
Are you like a cold shower person as well?
No.
Absolutely not. Who are those
No,
lunatics?
thank you very much.
Nevertheless, 3 hours with you this morning. Thank you so much. We've got lots of the bestsellers from yesterday and actually tons of new ones coming in for this 3 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. This table is almost all new. We've got a few other items as well. We've got our little section there of kind of essentials, some pots, and I'm going to talk to you about Strulch as well. So there's a few different things to talk about today.
But let's quickly say why we're shopping with YouGarden today. Obviously with the wonderful offers and lots of discounts coming away, but we can get some free stuff as well. This week's freebie, thank you very much, by using the promo code UGTV2024. You can see it on the screen. What am I getting this week, Bex?
You are getting a pack of our majestic lily bulbs. Beautiful colour range included in here. The scents are going to be absolutely gorgeous as well, and of course they will come back for you year after year as well, because these are perennial, they're winter hardy. There's nothing really that you need to do once you've planted these out. Just sit back and wait for those glorious colours to come through.
So it doesn't matter the value of your basket, you just pop in 2024 and we'll send you these for free.
Yeah, and these are worth £9.99. We do sell these as an item on their own, so it's £10 basically worth of absolute freebies with every single purchase you make.
But thinking about the value of your basket, if I bring this board here, if you do get your basket to £40 or over, free PB.
We love a bit of I just love a freebie, basically. So yeah, if you can get your baskets at over £40, usual postage is £6.99 per order if it's under £40. But if you get it over 40, we'll take away that postage cost entirely.
Indeed. Now listen, thank you. Say hello, email in across all the different platforms that you're watching. We'll talk about all that throughout the show. But we're going to crack straight on with one of the ones that you're requesting to see nice and early. A quick recap of our Geranium Fire Queens, one of the most popular ones yesterday.
Gorgeous, gorgeous Geranium Fire Queen. Bright red flowers that you get from here. The lovely markings that you've got on that foliage as well. The scent on this. I was talking to somebody on a Facebook chat the other day about the or Instagram or something, the smell of...
chat room? Was it 1997?
It was 1997. It was part of MySpace.
Anyone there? Hi, guys.
No, the scent that you get just from the foliage of geranium, it's a real... It transports me. It transports me back to my grandma's conservatory. It's beautiful. And you get those lovely zonal leaves on there that add interest, but then you can see there are flowers ready to pop up out of the top of here, and that's the kind of display that we're talking about. Red is such a bright, vivid colour. It really does stand out, and these are super easy because these are garden ready as well. I grew mine on in the conservatory recently just from some little plug plants. They're looking amazing right now, but these are garden ready, so these are those bigger plug plants ready for you to plant them out right now.
Well, it's 410065. Every item, every flower, every plant, every pot has an item number. You pop the item number in your basket and then away you go and you shop by the telly. This is your front garden?
Front door, yeah, absolutely. So I did this little video yesterday morning, and this is what I've done with my Geranium Fire Queens. So I've got one in each of those little round pots. Those are the Alhambras that we did.
So you could have 20 pots?
You could, absolutely. I mean, so mine was a pack of 12. I'm just thinking that, actually. These are 20 garden readies. I had a pack of 12. So yeah, I've put one in each of those pots. Five around those larger pots, and I love that kind of idea. The way that the display you get then is a lovely kind of tiered display. It's a really nice way of doing it. Of course, you could put these into pots, you could put these out into your borders. It's entirely up to you. You could even put one or two of these, or even three maybe, into the top of a hanging basket, because these stay nice and compact. They reach about, I don't know, 30, 40 centimetres in height. They'll spread by about that much. So these could be the centrepiece for the top of your hanging basket.
Love it. Here we go. We remind you nicely, it was on yesterday, but it's one of the most popular items, so 410065. What wasn't on yesterday is the majority of the rest of what we're going to show you. Starting right here, our Dahlia.
Dahlia. Now, we have had these previously, but these have been super popular, so we have brought these back. It is Dahlia season, isn't it? I've got loads of Dahlias planted. I grew mine on from the tubers, but these are the plug plants for you. You're going to get 3 gorgeous colours. There's 2 of each. And Dahlia Dahlias are all about flower power, Dan.
Okay.
Because they
what do you mean?
flower their socks off. They absolutely do. This is
clean off.
Yeah, clean
oh,
off.
I've got to get another pair back on, and they'll be clean off.
Bare feet flowers we're talking
bare feet flowers, like that.
And I love the form, the shape of these. They are petalicious. It is just layer upon layer of gorgeous petals. And these just keep flowering all the way through the summer for you. I mean, once you plant these out, they do grow quite quickly. And mine are outside now. I'm not even keeping anything in the conservatory anymore. They're all outside. Frost has gone in my area, so I'm happy to have these out. But they will flower July, August, September, even into October. Dahlias do keep going a lot longer than a lot of our other, summer bedding. So these do transition those seasons for you. And the form of those flowers, I just think there's something absolutely gorgeous about the way that they look so sort of symmetrical and so many petals there. When you use these as cut flowers, by the way, make sure that the flower is fully open before you cut it. Unlike something like a rose, if you cut it while it's still a bud, it will open in the vase. Dahlias won't do that. You have to wait for them to fully open before you cut them. But the more you cut, the more you'll get, because it encourages more and more flowers to come through.
We'll continue on. That's only $8.99. That is it. 401 588 to get your Dahlia Gardenetta?
Gardenetta, yeah.
Gardenetta collection, only $8.99. You could part with $8.99 today, plus your P&P, but you will, by using that code YGTV 2024, you will get another £10 worth of
lily bulbs. Yeah, absolutely.
Biden's Hawaiian Flair. We're going very quickly this morning, and why not? We've got a lot to show you. We'll come back and spend more time on everything, obviously, so stick with us.
Yeah, we will indeed. Biden's are, these are very unique looking flowers. You've got the really hot colour schemes going on in here as well. So the oranges, the yellows, the reds going on. And another one that's going to flower prolifically for you all the way through the summer. You can see, actually... Yeah, there's flower buds on here. On these plug plants, there's loads and loads of buds ready to pop open on these. So these are going to keep flowering right the way through to October. Real standout, fiery blooms. And actually what I really enjoy about these ones is they've got this kind of intricate centre to them. I love that circle that's created across the different
stamped
petals.
on top, doesn't it?
It looks great, doesn't it? I really like them. You've got bushy foliage at the bottom, and then you have these sort of long stems that rise up, and you get those gorgeous flowers, poking up.
I tell you what, being in the same place as the Indian summer that we were talking about yesterday.
Oh,
just that
the
colour.
alstroemeria.
Yeah. I don't know. I think.
Well, look, if you've got that, because everybody gardens differently. I just mix everything up personally. I throw stuff in, and I love the mixture of colours. Some people do go for this hot colour scheme.
I want to bring that board over. I'm just purely thinking of.
No, I get it. It's the same colours. You've got the fiery colours in there. The oranges, the reds, the yellows. By all means. Alstroemeria gets nice and tall. The Bidens will stay nice and compact. You could have those at the bottom. They also blend really well with pastel colours as well.
Oh,
so
nice.
You don't have to just go for that fiery colour scheme. Those will blend really well with pastel colour schemes as well. They're nice and compact, about 30 by 40 centimetres they're going to reach. So again, this is something that you could use as a filler in your hanging baskets. You could keep these in pots. En masse, like just a whole pot full of these. That will look glorious, and it will keep flowering all the way through the summer for you. You get flushes of them right the way through from now to sort of October time, I would say.
You know what? We're not a million miles away. We're about 78p shy of being half price.
Nice.
By being in that discount club. We'll talk about that more in just a second, but anybody can be. 400-551. There are your Bidens. I love the name of the next one. Bloomerang.
The Bloomerang, yeah, this one's fantastic.
Never met a Bloomerang before, this is great.
Well, there's loads of lilac out at the moment, isn't there? And it has been for the last, 3-4 weeks. It looks absolutely gorgeous, but the lilac is starting to go over.
Okay.
In fact, if you have got your not standard shape, your normal lilacs out there, the flowers are starting to go. You need to start pruning those back so that you're assured of gorgeous flowers next year.
Okay.
This one is different.
Right.
Because normal lilac will just flower in the spring, and it will flower once.
Yep.
This one is Bloomerang. This one will flower multiple times for you. This is why you would want to go for this over and above your other lilacs out there.
Okay.
We love it. We love it for those gorgeous clusters of flowers we get. The scent is absolutely incredible, but it happens once in the year. This one will happen multiple times for you from April right the way through to October. So you'll get flushes of these gorgeous flowers coming from this. Nice and compact as well. This is another reason I love this one. one. So modern gardens, they do tend to be a bit smaller, don't they? Gone are the days where people had loads and loads of space. And my mum and my nan, my nan had a massive garden. My mum's got a pretty big garden, but these days, modern buildings, unfortunately, they pile them all on top of each other, don't they?
It's a premium, isn't it?
Gardens tend to be that little bit smaller. Well, that means we need slightly more compact plants in order for them to work in there. This one, compared to those massive, great big lilacs that you see, this one will stay quite compact, about 1.5 metres by 1.5 metres. So absolutely perfect. If you want to keep it in a pot, you absolutely can, but you could plant this into a border and it's not going to take over, it's not going to get too tall. Often the lilac flowers are right up at the top, all the way up there, 10 feet in the air, and you can't get the benefit. This one should stay even more compact.
We'll have to get down to you.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you about delivery? Because you've seen the last two plants we've been to, you can see like the little greenhouses, recyclable, I kind of get that. These are delivered as we see right now, right, in the pot?
Yes, in the pot, but what we've got is specialist packaging, so that these plants do arrive to you in perfect condition. And obviously we've got a variety of packaging sizes and shapes and things depending on the size of the plant that we are sending out. I had a delivery recently. What did I have? I got the Jacob's ladder and I got something else in it, and it all came in this beautiful box. It had construction inside the box to hold the plants in place. It had those air pockets in there, which are plastic but recyclable as well, and that was all sort of surrounding the plants as well, so that it kept them super protected, you know, nice and sturdy within the box, because obviously they're going through the post. I can't say what your delivery guy is like, but they're not always that careful, are they? But we've created the packaging to make sure that these plants stay nice and secure, nice and carefully delivered to you. And all of the packaging is fully recyclable as well.
So whether you're delivering it to your house, or maybe you're ordering for someone else, it's getting delivered to mum, or whatever it is, always purchasing confidence, of course. $10.79 is your discount club price. 511248.
Oh, sorry, one more thing. Right. Can I just say that one is winter hardy?
Okay.
So this is the symbol that you're looking for whenever you place an order for these items. So there's a little snowflake symbol on the product page of anything that we consider is fully winter hardy. If it's got that snowflake symbol on the page, it means it has our lifetime guarantee. There it is, look. So lifetime guarantee on this, and I keep saying this, but I haven't found anywhere else that offers this lifetime guarantee. I will keep looking to see, but I've not found anywhere else that offers this. What that means is that if this fails to thrive in your garden, we will replace it free of charge. All you have to do is let our customer services department know, tell them what's happened. They will send a new one out to you. All you have to do is cover the postage cost. And I just love that. I love working for a company that has that guarantee, because it gives me peace of mind. As a customer.
100%. We've all shopped from somewhere, had a bad experience or a bad meal or a bad whatever, and you don't go back. I can't think of many other companies that I've ever worked for that have like such a returned client base, fan base, whatever you want to call it, gardeners who come back to the same place. The compost is a perfect example of that. We'll come back to it later on, but nevertheless, you get the kind of pedigree that you're shopping with. The All Things Bloomerang is 511248. Now, whoever the person is, as we move on, who names these, a great
I know,
Bloomerang.
it's great, isn't it?
Bloomerang.
I always want to say it with an Australian accent, but that's probably wrong with me.
Don't.
No, I'm really bad at accents. No. Bloomerang.
Oh, that was great. That was good.
Did I do all right?
Yeah.
Thank
you. That was great. I like the build up, the tension a little bit, wasn't it? Yeah, there's a big, Anyway, right, storm cloud. Let's move on to here. By the way, it's all very touchy-feely, isn't it, with plants and things? You walk by them and the scent releases, or touching the... It's like you're not even touching anything.
No, I know.
The foliage here is just so fine.
The foliage for me is a bit like Acer foliage.
Yes.
You've got that lovely sort of dissected, beautiful, soft, gorgeous foliage on there. What I love about this particular geranium, though, is that you've got this darker foliage as well. So as the plant matures, you can sort of see tinges of it happening now. But as this plant matures, that foliage is going to go a gorgeous, darker colour. And then when you have the flowers that appear above the top of that darker foliage, you can see why this has been called storm cloud. Because the colour, the purpley blue of the flower that then contrasts amazingly with the darker foliage is absolutely incredible. It's a bit mind-blowing. I've got geranium in my garden, but I've got the Roseanne, and it's beautiful. I love it. However, I think this is a step up, because you've got the Look at that.
Look at it.
That is the storm cloud, isn't it? That is just absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah, I'm getting 3.
Yeah, you are. Now these are going to get to about 50 centimetres high. They'll probably spread by that much as well. Geranium is a fantastic plant for you to put into your borders. If there are any gaps in your border, inevitably, you're going to get weeds in those gaps.
Okay,
so what you want to do is fill the gaps before the weeds do. And this is a great gap filler because what you're going to do is stop those weeds from coming through, but replace that space with something absolutely stunning and beautiful that will flower all the way through, May through to probably, first frosts. September, October time.
Yeah.
A bit of deadheading, though I didn't touch mine last year. I didn't deadhead at all, and they were fantastic. They kept flowering. I will do it this year just to see if I get more flowers.
Yeah.
But they were brilliant. They just kept going. Bit of deadheading, and you will get so many flowers.
I feel like I see my flowers already, right? Are these little buds on top?
Yes.
There's tons of them.
Yes. Absolutely, you're right. I hadn't spotted that, so well done, Dan. Yeah, there's a bunch there. There's some there. There's some there. There's some there.
There's
loads
there.
Look, more buds. There's a bud. There's a bud. Everywhere's a bud.
Like tons and tons and tons.
I know. Honestly, they are going to be absolutely incredible. They are herbaceous. They do disappear over the winter, but they reliably come back for you. They don't have to be in the sunniest position. Part shade will do. They do need some sun, okay? And they are incredibly wildlife friendly as well. So this will be inviting all of those pollinators into the garden for you. Exceptionally long flowering, vigorous, easy to grow, low maintenance. These will not disappoint.
Well, here we go. 560986, your hardy geranium storm cloud variety. £10 off. Now, this is a very good point for me to ask you about discount club price. What is discount club price? What's a discount club?
Okay, so this is brilliant, and it's a club that everybody can be a member of, and if you love gardening, you definitely should be a member of this club because you get savings from being a member of this club. It costs just £5 to join the club. There is an option where you can pay £10.
Why?
Don't go for that one. That basically gives you a 1-year membership, and it'll end
It's not like I get double the savings.
No.
Or £5 I get half the savings.
No,
it's all the exact same,
exactly the same. So it will, if you go for the £10 one, it will end after 12 months. If you go for the £5 one, it will auto-renew after 12 months, but you can cancel that renewal. So we're not tying you in, you can cancel it. It's not a problem at all. But what that £5 spend will give you, it's one £5 spend, it's a one-off spend. This is not a monthly spend. Once a year you'll pay this. 10% off every plant and accessory order. So everything that we have got on the show today, compost, pots, plants, plug plants, standards, perennials, everything, you'll get 10% discount off. You can shop the entire website. You'll get 10% off nearly everything on the website.
Yep.
There's one section there with the outdoor living and gifts order. You'll get 5% off that. We can't give you 10% unfortunately off that, but it's a small section. £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers to spend throughout the year. It all comes out to you in your welcome pack. You get those vouchers straight away. Breaks down to £5 spent every 3 months, and of course you get all the exclusive offers, competitions and expert advice. There's £5 it costs you to join. You can often make that back in the first order. If you don't make it back in the first order, you pretty much make it back in the second order.
This here says, I know the club discount isn't a fiver, but you're saving £10 just by shopping here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like half of that is that club membership, which lasts a year. Seems like a good idea. Seems like a good idea. And of course, those are all interesting things about when you shop on the website. YouGarden.com is where you go. Now, here's the thing. Maybe you've got your offer code already in your basket, YGTV 2024. It will then automatically show you the price included, right? The discount included. So if that promo code is already in there and you're popping bits and bobs in, or you forget and you think double up, etc., that says the usual price, $24.97. But you're popping it in your YouGarden basket with that promo code, £10 off already.
Yeah.
So I'm not clicking activate or a code.
No.
Done.
If you haven't put your offer code into your basket already, once you shop around the website, it'll say the higher price.
Yep.
Put the code in, and then when you're shopping around, it'll always give you your discount price. Some people have got a bit confused about that in the past, so it is important to highlight. But yeah, as soon as you enter the code, that's when you'll start seeing those savings drop off. And I love seeing that total saving, that red box at the side.
£40.
Absolutely love that. On this particular basket, we're saving more than we're spending, but we do need to get that order to over 40, don't we?
So what I do, I see at the top there, I'd put more quantities of my pots.
Yeah, definitely.
Boom.
That's a great one.
There we go. We're over £42. We've got 2 more pots for free. Oh.
Right, that's because it's a buy one, get 2 free.
Oh, God.
7p. I'm not sure we've got anything on the website.
Get me some more pots.
We do have lots of pots, and you can always find something to put in a pot.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that, $46.92. Add 3 more pots in, and it's actually cheaper. It's
amazing. Go for 6 hills. Listen, go for whatever you want, but you get the idea, right? Fill up your frivolous fantasy basket.
Frivolous fantasy baskets.
Talking about that before the show, weren't we?
We were talking about frivolous spends this morning. If you won £1 million, what would be your most frivolous spend?
Yeah, actually.
That could be a good one.
Join in. I know we all talk about, we'll see your photographs and what you've got, of course, but yeah, on the chat, on Facebook, email in after all. We'll say hello to you just a sec, but yeah, if you want £1 million or like a ridiculous amount of money, even more ridiculous than $1 million, I know, like, paying off mortgage, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Going on holiday, buying a car. That's
frivolous,
boring.
complete, you know, who cares? The most selfish or ridiculous or unnecessary, that's what we want.
That's what we want to know.
Yeah. And none of it's all great, because if that's what you want, then that's what you want.
Yeah.
Brilliant news.
No judgment here. Let's
absolutely,
do it.
No, absolutely go for it. We'd love to hear from you. What would it be? Maybe it'd be something gardening-esque. Maybe you'd go like, I want to put a hot tub.
Oh.
Or something like that.
Have a lovely hot tub in your garden.
Yeah.
That's frivolous, isn't it?
I'd be so frivolous the hot tub would go in my front garden.
Would it? We talked about this before, didn't we?
I'm obsessed
Just
with
sit in your front garden while everyone's going past. Hi!
Exactly. Even if I won it on like Ant and Deck's takeaway and you won a hot tub, where in the back garden, sir? No, right in the front next to the drive, please. Thank you very much. Why? Because I've got a hot tub. Exactly. Straight out of the car, splash.
Sounds good to me.
Let us know. You can always email us, of course, if you wish to. Who's saying hello this morning? Who's already in? Grimmy?
Good morning,
Grimmy.
Hello,
Grimmy.
How
Thank you so much for joining us. Ian's here too. Elaine, Neil as well. Lots of you regulars watching. Lots of new names. George, to Penny. Thank you all for watching. Philip, of course. Bingo!
No, Dingo.
Dingo!
Dingo from the Turtle Sanctuary.
Bingo! Dingo. Thank you for your photos. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we want your pictures as well. Obviously, we love seeing you in your garden, so do let us know. I did a little video this morning. If you're on my Facebook or Instagram, you'll have seen me wandering around my garden this morning, showing you just a few of the things that's going on in my garden at the moment. So I want to see what's happening in yours.
Your frivolous spends. Would love you to comment
please.
on Facebook. Even if it's like, I'd buy massive wheels on my bike. Like, like, who cares? Yeah. Doesn't have to be so expensive, just ridiculous. Anyway. What would I do? What would I do?
I don't know what you'd do.
Oh, I know I said about buying that car, wouldn't I?
Oh, you'd buy a car and then go and annoy people who park.
Here's what I'd do. I'd buy, like, a really small car, maybe a smart car, but a complete banger that was, like, past its best.
Yeah.
And I'd take the time, I'd spend that frivolous money on not working, and I'd drive around and park really close to people who can't park.
Just to annoy them.
They've annoyed me. They've annoyed everybody else. Those people who park over a white line and take up 2 spaces, I'd squeeze my little car between their car and still in the white line, and then just watch.
Just sit back and wait.
Yep.
Love it.
I think that's my favourite thing to watch on like TikTok and Insta. Because you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
And if they smash into my car, great, look at it. Doesn't matter. Maybe that says more about me. I don't know. Nevertheless, should we crack on, by the way?
Yeah, let's do it, because this is another
Maybe I'm stalling
one.
because I can't pronounce it. Scented night phlox, I can say that.
Zaluzienskaya.
Okay.
Zaluzienskaya. We're just going to call it the night phlox, basically. But
the creeping night phlox.
No, that's the creeping phlox. This is the night phlox.
Okay.
We've got.
We're going to call it something completely different that has nothing to do with the description or what it's actually known as. That's what we're going to call it. Okay.
Zaluzienskaya. This is the night phlox. This one is fascinating because what happens with this one is, I mean, it's prized for the amount of gorgeous, really unusual flowers that you get on the top of this plant.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about this is they actually close in the heat of the day and they open up at night time. And you can see, look, I mean, they're gorgeous when they're closed.
Full
and then look at how they open. And they create the most gorgeous scent at night time. And there is a reason why there are certain flowers that are more scented in the evenings. Tends to be because their most important pollinators are the sort of nighttime pollinators.
Okay.
So, like moths. You know, big hawk's head.
Badgers.
They're called hawk's head. No, not badgers. Hawk's head moths, I think they're called. But yeah, this will be.
What else comes out at night?
No, pollinators. Okay. Not just nighttime animals. Pollinators.
Students.
Students, they come out at night. So this is going to transform your evening garden with the most delightful scent that comes from this. It is reminiscent of sort of a honey, vanilla, very sweet scent, and this is definitely one of the most scented evening plants that you can put in your garden. Lovely compact mounds of foliage. They get covered with these gorgeous white pinwheel flowers, which, as I say, they unfurl in the evening, releasing that gorgeous, gorgeous scent.
How fun.
They are perennial, but they do need a bit of protection, okay? So we're not calling these a hardy perennial. If you want to get these overwintered, best thing for you to do is to plant these into pots, because then it's very easy for you to overwinter those. They don't get massive, though, I would say. So they'll spread a bit like phlox will. So they'll get to about 25, 30 centimetres in height, but they'll double that in their spread, so probably up to about 60 centimetres. And as far as looking after them is concerned, it's relatively easy. As I say, put them into somewhere frost-free over the winter. And then after flowering, by the way, it's late summer, so June to August. Once these are finished flowering, cut them back, and that'll just help to encourage even more blooms to come through for you the next year. But I like the idea of that. Lovely. Because in the summertime, we spend a lot of time outside in the evenings, don't we?
Absolutely,
we're not sitting inside with the curtains closed in front of the telly. We're actually outside. If you've got a lovely seating area, you've got your little fire things going and stuff like that, and it's beautiful, isn't it? The little glass of wine, and then have that sweet honey vanilla scent.
A little glass of wine.
A little bottle of wine.
A little bit of the bubbly. Then we're off.
We're off. We're having a great time.
Because you want to enjoy your garden, that's why we garden, right? Not just, I think, for the... I don't know, like for the process of like planting up and deciding what's going where and orchestrating the whole thing, that's a huge enjoyment of it. And then just watching it grow and other people's reactions and spending time in just a really peaceful environment. And I love that actually I guess, what am I thinking of? Not geography. The like anatomy of the garden will change into the evening when these come out.
Yeah, definitely.
So it'll look completely different from what at lunchtime to... How great is that?
Absolutely, and I love the fact that they close in the daytime and open up at night time. It gives you that reason to go outside, doesn't it? It gives you that reason to go outside and enjoy your garden. Now these are we calling them jumbo plugs? We are indeed.
These are big uns.
So we're calling these our jumbo plugs, and what does that mean? Just means they're massive. So they're bigger plugs. Let me pick one of these up, because that is a regular plug plant. That one is your jumbo plug. So it just means it's been grown on that little bit more, and it is ready for you to plant out. Protect from frost. So I don't know where you live in the country. I've checked my area of the country. I'm not expecting any more frosts now.
None in your area of the country?
None in my area. Not over night time. But if you're, up in Scotland, maybe there's still some nighttime frost coming. If you're getting frosts, just grow them on a little bit before you
There's always a bit of frost in Bourne. Yeah, always.
Oh, God.
Don't know if you know Bourne in Lincolnshire, nevertheless.
Yeah, so just...
You're like, oh no, I hope not.
Just think about that depending on where you live, but I think in most areas we're fine to get those planted out into wherever it is you want to put them.
Right, there we go. Your scented night phlox, 480460. We've got an email from Joshua. Hello, Joshua. Joshua is fairly new to gardening, he says. Good morning, Joshua, watching us on
Joshua.
YouTube. Emailed in to say just that.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Talk to Emma from our customer services team.
Oh, buying bare root trees, Joshua. And his greenhouse is slowly filling up with our compost.
Oh, well
Joshua.
done, Joshua.
Appreciate that.
What is that? I can't
tell.
Going round? Hang on, I'm coming round.
She's going round.
Is that a bare root you've planted? And is that a blossom? Stuart's saying in my ear, could that be the peach? It could be.
Look at that focus,
Joshua,
by the way.
we need to know, please.
Oh, what's going on?
You're new to gardening, and look how much stuff you've got going on in there. That is amazing.
Now, I wonder if that is Josh's mobility scooter, and if Josh frivolously would pimp that with his £1 million. Yeah.
Oh, I love your greenhouse. Look at how much stuff you've got going on in there. That's incredible. Well done.
That's proper goals. Thank you for your email.
Yes, thank you.
YGTV@yougarden.com. That is the email address. Of course, you can comment on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you are watching. 480-460. That will bring you the scented night phlox. We then continue on to our best sellers from yesterday, our sherbet lemon mix.
Sherbet lemon mix, yeah. This is the carefully curated, specially selected mix of plug plants for you. Now, I'm going to start off with hanging baskets because this would be absolutely incredible for hanging baskets. But it doesn't have to be a hanging basket. You could take these 12 plug plants and put them into probably a 30-40 centimetre pot and create an absolutely gorgeous display. Yeah. You could get one of our window boxes. I think we've got a deal on some window boxes. You could get a couple of those. You could plant these into those window boxes and create a gorgeous, gorgeous display. And what I mean by that is that we have trialled, we have tested, we have worked out exactly which plants will work well together.
Okay.
Now that's from their habit. You know, some of them are slightly trail, some of them will be slightly more upright, and it's knowing which ones of those will work together. It's about the size of the flowers as well, having the right different sizes so that it really complements each other. And of course, those gorgeous colours that you've got included in there as well. Those blues, those yellows, those whites, and they just work perfectly.
Were these flowering yesterday?
I can't remember, actually.
I'm not sure they were.
I think we had buds. I remember pointing out buds. But yeah, there's definitely some beautiful lobelias coming out there. Those are the Lobelia Laura deep blues coming through. Lobelia is a perfect basket filler. They're used a lot for that. We've got Bidens in there, which are the kind of classic yellow plants that you can see. And they have those lovely sort of sunflowery colours and slightly trailing ferny foliage. And you've got Verbena, Samira, Ice White, those gorgeous clusters. They just work harmoniously together, don't they? They blend easily. And what this means is that we've sort of taken that hard work out of it. Sometimes it's difficult to know which plants work well together.
Yeah, I would have a lot of the time.
For a lot of us, it's guesswork.
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
Let's
give it a go. Did it work this year? No, I'm not doing that next year.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about that. You are going to have designer-worthy hanging baskets, window boxes, without having to think about it. All you have to do is put this in your basket.
There you go, 400762 to get hold of the lemon sherbet side of things. But you've also got Eton Mess as an option. A lot of people going for both yesterday. Fair play, but Eton Mess is another option. Yeah,
this is the sort of more pinky colour here. Brilliantly named as Eton Mess because you've got those lovely strawberries and raspberries and creamy colours included in there. The pink colour scheme might be the one that really speaks to you. I love it. I told the story yesterday. All I could eat when I was pregnant was Eton Mess. I just wanted Eton Mess. I loved it. So it just reminds me of that, basically. But it's that gorgeous pink colour display. You've got a few different varieties in there. The Calabracoa, those are those sort of lighter pink with the darker centre and then that yellow one in the middle. You've got the Petunia Pegasus Purple, which are those beautiful magenta trumpet flowers, and then the really interesting Verbenas in there, which are the sort of pink star-shaped flower clusters. Absolutely adore those. I think they sort of open from the out in. They're super interesting.
Very pretty.
But all of those included, working harmoniously, you know. Be the envy of your neighbours. Again, something I was saying yesterday, there's an unspoken competition that happens in streets, isn't there?
We can't speak about it.
Well, I think there is. Maybe this says something about me.
Like with lawns. Same with lawns,
who's got
right?
the best lawn?
Yeah.
Maybe this does say something about me, but I'm definitely wanting to be the winner in my own secret competition that happens in my head.
Entrance 1. I think it might not even win.
I've got the best hanging baskets in my street. I'm hoping anyway. We'll wait and see. But yours could be the absolute best hanging basket because, as I say, we've taken that hard work out.
On your road, on your close.
Yes.
Are you the house that takes the bin out first so everyone knows what's going on?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, sometimes. Everyone does that, don't they? And we've added a new bin recently.
The purple lidded one.
The purple lidded one for just the recycling paper and card. So we've got a...
It's complicated around here, but are you the same?
Paper and card, which now means... I missed the normal recycling, which means it's 3 weeks until it goes out again. We've been having to stack things in the garage because it's full. Anyway, yeah, sometimes I'm that person.
Not any paper and card can go in the paper and card
Dry
bin.
paper and card.
Yeah. If you get a takeaway pizza, that's not going in.
No, in fact, that has to go into general waste because they won't take it.
Not recycling?
Greasy. They won't take
greasy.
it. Yeah. We're going off on a tangent, sorry.
But talking about setting standards on your street.
Exactly that, yes.
And we always...
Not everybody in my street does hanging baskets, but those that do, I'm always like...
Those that hang.
What have they got in theirs?
I very much, fortunately, like everyone around my house has got like a stony drive. So I definitely heard a bin being dragged out yesterday, which made me go, oh God, here we go.
I didn't win the hanging basket competition last year, I will say that.
Did you not?
My own secret competition in my head. I definitely
where
didn't
did you
win.
finish?
One of my... I think I was third. So I want
Were
to
you
be...
driving past them and you're like,
first.
Congratulations? And they're like...
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Well done, yeah.
They're probably not playing this competition, but
no
I
one
am.
is. No, lots of people do. I know what you mean.
That competition.
Well, maybe you're going to go, like, when we're talking, like, of course you can put lots of, like, fuchsias in there and all sorts of trailing pansies and all sorts. But sherbet lemon and Eton mess, affordability-wise, £10.79 for 12 and 12. I think that's a wonderful combo. Personally, I'd go for both. You were like, well, you know, if you just love the pinks, just go for the pinks.
Yeah.
If you want, that can be your uniform.
I personally like the symmetry, so I've got a hanging basket either side of my door. I want them to be, you know, the same in each. But listen, you might want one pink one and one sherbet lemon one. It's entirely
Would you be able
up to
to handle getting all of these plugs home and then just blind planting?
No, I have to evenly, because I've got the easy
I know
fill
they're
hanging
labelled, I know we all know what
baskets.
they are, but...
No, but I want to make
Let's
sure...
be frivolous.
So in this one, so we've got Calabricoa, Verbena, Petunia. I would want to put it in Calabricoa here, Verbena here, Petunia here, then Calabricoa, then Verbena, then Petunia. Because I want it even.
Of course you do.
I wouldn't want all.
I feel like it's stressing you out just the thought of it.
It's like that's really triggering me.
It's got to be. Yeah, I know it
I
does.
wouldn't want all the Calabricoa on one side and then
Why
all
not?
the lobelia on the other side.
Why not?
No, no, Dan.
No.
Not doing it.
Okay, what would you do? I know I know you wanted to look like this. Just saying it to bother you.
Of course, with every single order that you place
Good point.
today,
Here
you will get your free gift included as long as you enter that code that's down there, YGTB2024. It is a packet of our majestic lily bulbs, and what you will notice is that a lot of these are sprouting.
After 24 hours, yeah.
And really, please don't worry about this. I mean, it's absolutely fine. This shows you the kind of quality of the bulbs that we're sending you, because these haven't even been planted and they are absolutely raring to go.
They're on their way, aren't they?
I've planted a bunch of lilies lately. Last year I planted a bunch of lilies late in the season. They were all sprouting and they all grew absolutely beautifully. The majestic lily bulbs are worth £9.99, so you're getting a £10 freebie with every order that you place.
Away you go every single time. YGTB 2024. Hey guys, let's move on to the Verbena quartz, of which this is flowering more than it was even just 24 hours ago, and it's still in its, like, not hibernation phase, but even, like, there's white now coming up. This one's here about to sprout, aren't they?
Buds. All the buds you're getting here. Absolutely adore this
Love that.
the Verbena quartz mix, because what you get here is such a gorgeous range of colours. They're colourful, they're strong, they're ridiculously easy to grow, and they will give you summer-long colour. So, as you can see, they're flowering right now. They're going to get so much better, and they will keep going right the way through to September. Nice and compact as well, so about 25-30 centimetres height, spreading by about that much as well. And if you think you're getting 20 of these, that's a lot of area to fill, isn't it? You could put these into the top of a hanging basket, because they will create a gorgeous kind of upright display in the top of the hanging basket. Of course, if you've got... Would you put them around the side of your basket? You probably could in your easy fill hanging baskets. Yeah. Put some around the side as well. That'd work really nicely. Each plant produces masses of flowers, and these have good resistance to kind of what's it called, mildew. So not something to worry about with these ones. They really perform well in hot and drought conditions, and they can tolerate rain as well. So if we're wondering what kind of summer we're going to get, we don't really need to worry too much with these plants, because they can cope with all of them. Yeah, they're garden ready, so again, larger than our regular plug plants, ready to be planted out. That's what the name garden ready means.
Love that. There we go, 15.28. You're basically saving over £10 by being in the discount club. 41007720 of them, pink, red, purple and white. Maybe team them up into your Eton, into your sherbets. Maybe throw all the plugs in the air and see what lands. Not having that, are we?
Not having that, no.
Now, what was it over there? That said, look a bit like this, colour-wise.
Biden's.
Thank you. Yeah, Biden. What was that over there? I don't remember anything. I think that's what maybe that triggered a thought in my head. Maybe that's what I would do.
Yeah.
but I completely get mixing up. Anyway, nevertheless, the most popular item yesterday going in most other baskets was our Indian summer.
Yeah, the alstroemeria.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to be a favourite because it is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Lovely hot fiery colours. So very distinctive here with those gorgeous tiger stripes that you get here. It's a newer variety to the UK, and it's kind of a hybrid. It mixes in the strength of the cut flower market, so you've got those lovely upright stems, but also with the robustness that we need for our UK gardens. So it's a really clever sort of breeding programme from Holland's leading cut flower alstroemeria breeder. Easy for me to say.
Well done.
Thank you very much. It wasn't easy, no. They're very, very easy to grow. They're relatively low maintenance. You kind of plant these and let them do their thing. What I do adore about alstroemeria is that they are incredibly good at being transitional flowers, because these will flower in the summer. They'll go in the height of summer for you, June, July, August, but they'll also keep going right the way through to October as well. So when a lot of your summer bedding is starting to fade and disappear, your alstroemeria is still going really, really strong. Now, it is hardy, down to probably about -5, -7 maybe. So most areas of the country, absolutely fine, not going to have an issue at all. It's going to come back reliably for you. If you are worried about that, obviously do the things that we always suggest. Strulch, we're going to talk about it in a little while. It's great as a mulch, so that'll really help to give it a little duvet. There's a variety of things that you can do to look after plants over those winter months. Of course, if you keep it in a pot, it's very easy for you to overwinter those things as well. But
these are jumbos, aren't they?
Yeah, you're going to get 3 of these jumbo plugs. And do you know what? I didn't even talk about the foliage. The flowers are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, they are.
And you can sort of see it on the plugs at the moment. Okay, it's got that kind of greeny colour, but can you see the tinges of the darker colours you've got there? As that matures and develops, you're going to have dark, gorgeous foliage, which those flowers just stand out perfectly against. Jumbo plugs, massive plugs, absolutely strong and healthy with those roots on there. Get those planted. Those absolutely will not disappoint you at all. No.
Radio 1529 for 3 of them, 480-255. That is your Indian summer, and you can still get 10 of these in there too by putting in YGTV 2024. More emails coming in.
Yay!
Who's this one from, Stu? Dingo's Turtle Sanctuary.
I love it. Let's see this.
What are we looking at from Dingo?
Ooh,
the turtles are in play! Oh, I haven't seen this before.
Wow.
And the fish are in.
I love it. Look how lush that foliage is. It's gorgeous,
I wonder if Dingo's going to go for any
beautiful aces in the background over there. Got some bamboo growing at the back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
There's more here, look. There's more over here. Got beautiful fish in there as well, look. Amazing.
Dingo, that's... I think these green patches are for them to sit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. My teacher at school, my primary school, the last teacher, Mr. Weston, we used to have... we had things with terrapins in. Yeah. And it was awesome. It was one of the... He was a great teacher. We always used to go and play with the terrapins.
Very cool.
They nipped you if you let them, though.
What's the difference between a terrapin and a turtle and a tortoise?
I have no idea. Dingo will tell us.
He will. I know, like, obviously one of them walks and one of them swims. Turtles swim.
And terrapins do.
Is it tortoises that don't? No, they've got the big fins. They're turtles, aren't they?
Tortoise can't swim.
Tortoises? No, I don't mean that. What do I mean?
Turtles can swim.
Is that what it said?
Turtles swim.
Isn't that weird? Like, so turtles have those big fins, right? And they can, like, scoop themselves through the sand. We see that, but they're swimmers. Yeah, the Teenage Mutant ones, they were tortoises. Weren't they?
But they're not real. It's fiction, Dan.
Don't let that get in the way.
Don't let that get in the way of a good story. Yeah. Where are we going next? We're going to Ian's. Malcolm's. Go to Malcolm's.
Alliums!
Oh, yes. Look at those. They're incredible. I do love an allium. Oh, and the hostas.
Strulch.
He's got the Strulch going. That is exactly what you need for your hostas. No holes. Can you see? Look how lush those leaves are, Dan.
Yep.
There are no munch holes in there. Slugs and snails adore hostas. They will destroy your hostas if you don't protect them. And obviously Malcolm has done because he's got our Strulch. They look fantastic.
Strulch is on the screen. We'll talk more about them in just a second. 100147. But I love that. Maybe in heavy-duty pots, maybe in different pots, obviously. But the Strulch is the key to that. Was there one more picture from Malcolm?
Oh, yeah, more hostas. Lovely. Again, not one munch hole in those leaves.
Not one munch hole.
Not a munch hole.
Nowhere to be seen. Ooh.
Incredible.
That's striking,
there's
isn't
one more
it?
picture.
One more that's going to get
apologising
hot under
to
the
me
collar.
in my ear. Oh, my God. The Scilla peruviana, Caribbean lily. So we brought Dan, just to fill you in on this.
Okay.
Okay, so I went absolutely nuts about this when we first brought it last year.
Okay.
It's this gorgeous bulb. It was back in November, wasn't it? And I saw it on the show plan, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, that is amazing. And we all, both Sean and I, we got so excited about it. And we were like, you got to get this, you got to get this, you got to get this. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. And we were going to plant it, and I didn't get one, did I?
Why? Just didn't?
I just didn't. I kept meaning to.
Right.
And then it was Christmas, and I was just like, oh, I've got to save money. And now everybody's sending their pictures in, and look how incredible it is. Next year, guys. I'm going to do it next year.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful, Malcolm. I'm really pleased for you.
I'm really... that sounded genuine.
Did that sound...
I'm really pleased for you, Malcolm.
I am really pleased. Elaine sent us some updates too. Should we have a little
thank you, Elaine.
Oh, the storm clouds coming through. Very nice.
I like that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. In the gravel as well. The contrast is going to be incredible. You're right.
That's really good. I like that one bright blue stone at the bottom there. That was fun.
An allium coming up. Is that an allium? I don't think that's... Is it? What kind of allium is that? It doesn't look like an allium to me.
What kind are you?
Elaine. I'd love to know. Tell me what that is.
Expand if you can.
Expand if you can, please.
Do I mean expand? Explain?
Yes,
expand
like
on that.
It looks beautiful, whatever it is. Love those leaves on there. Really pretty.
Oh.
All right, I'm coming round.
Oh, God, okay.
Move. Lovely. Yeah, so this apparently is a piece of...
Oh, there it is. That's a captain's chair.
Yep,
love
it. Oh, I love your steps as well. You've done the thing with the steps, and you've got the little pots going up the side of the steps. Got your heavy duties in there.
I love that sort of bit of a blue theme, right?
Yeah,
with the pots.
it's nice, isn't it?
And the accessories. Hey, Elaine, I see room there for a hot tub.
Yeah.
You could dive off your captain's chair straight into there.
Looking good, Elaine. Very nice.
Love all of these.
Gorgeous.
Thank you so much for emailing in and for commenting on Facebook or watching us on YouTube via the website, etc. We are live right now, Thursday. What's the time? Nearly 10 to 11 in the morning. The Indian summer we were just talking about, 480255. Is now a good time to talk Strulch? Is that the plan? Or is there a different plan to do? You can do it in a minute. It's down there. Shall I get it out?
Yeah, let's get it. Oh. You bend, because I can't.
Crikey, I need to be full pigeon. What are we up to then? What is the fuss?
Right, so this is Strulch, okay? So it is a mineralised straw. This is a multi-use product.
Okay.
So the first use that you're going to want your Strulch for, and now is a really good time. It's really wet at the minute. We've got loads of new growth coming up. The delphiniums are going to be starting to come up. Alstroemeria, actually, slugs and snails like that new growth that comes up from those. Dahlias. I need to keep an eye on my dahlias because I have not Strulched them yet. I need a bag of Strulch.
Okay.
I haven't got any. So they love munching on dahlias as well. Hostas, they absolutely adore munching on those. They can destroy a hosta like overnight, honestly. So the first major reason you're going to want to go for your Strulch is to protect those gorgeous new plants that are coming through, especially new growth. They love that. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So that will protect them, but it does it in a brilliant way because this has no poisons, no pellets. There's nothing nasty in here. This is all about kind of environmentally friendly gardening and keeping those slugs and snails in your garden because we want them in our gardens. We just don't want them eating our plants. So if you put this around the plants that they tend to munch on, what they'll do is they'll slither up to it. They just don't like it. They don't like the feel of it. It makes them go off somewhere else, basically. Okay. So they'll just slime off in a different direction. Slime off that way. So that is the first major reason you're going to want to go for your Strulch. The other reasons you want to go for Strulch is that it can be an excellent weed suppressant. I quite enjoy weeding, personally.
Oh.
I nearly threw that at you then, didn't I?
What a catch.
Did that to Sean once. I did. I dropped it. I was holding it. I personally quite enjoy the process of weeding, but I do appreciate, depending on the size of your garden, that can be an absolute nightmare job to do. If you go around and you do all your weeding and then put your Strulch down, it really helps to suppress those weeds and stops as many coming through. It neatens up your garden, it makes all your borders look uniform and neat and lovely, but it can also help to retain moisture in the ground as well. So it means less watering. You still have to water, but not as often, because obviously it's going to hold that moisture in the ground. And there is one other reason, and I've completely forgotten what it is. Oh, it's a mulch. Thank you. Yes.
Is that what I mean?
It is exactly that. It's a straw mulch, so you can use it in the winter as a mulch for your your frost tender plants.
Yeah.
So anything that needs that extra duvet, that extra layer of protection, you can use the Strulch to do that with, because generally, when you're talking about frosty conditions, it's only ever the top surface, unless you get really serious cold in certain areas of the country. Most areas of the country, it's just the surface that gets that frosty. If you can just protect that surface, you're looking after those frost-tender plants.
Big old bag on the way, right? Two of them, both of them! Two big old bags.
I can't remember the space that it covers, Stu. Have you got the details? I think it's like 3 square metres per bag that this covers. It stays active for up to 2 years, and then after that you sort of dig it into your soil, and it actually then improves the texture of your soil. It does. Particularly for someone like me who's got that clay soil, really thick, heavy clay, this will just loosen up that texture and improve the texture of your soil, and then you just lay some more down.
I love that you saw with Malcolm's picture, right? You already had it in play. You know what we're talking about. Here we go. 36.97. That should be £52. It's not. It's basically £33. If you get that and an £8.99 item, for example, the two in front of me, there's your £40. I know the postage is included, but you get what I'm saying. 100149. Anything else, the P&P will be free because your order is £40 or over. That does not incorporate the cost of your free gift, after all, because that is, as you heard, free with the offer code YGTV2024, which is 10 lilies? 10 majestic lilies?
What?
The free gift is £10?
£10. 10. What?
What did you say? I'm going to guess at £10. Is it 10 bulbs?
It's 10 bulbs and it's worth £10. So it's a pack of the majestic.
What? Lilies, majestic, free. What are you asking me?
It's a pack of 10 majestic lily bulbs. It is worth £10 and it's going to be absolutely free.
If in doubt, it's 10.
With every single purchase that you make. All you have to do is enter a special offer code when you place your order.
Oh, I've done that bit, Bex. Worry about that. I probably haven't.
Oh,
what are we doing over here then?
Amusing you, honestly. Out my legs.
Yeah.
Don't do exercise, it's bad for you.
It's bad for you.
Torino.
That would be great for you.
I'm so still. I'm so stiff.
Oh, not you, but it feels great. Oh. It feels great, doesn't it, when you have a good stretch after feeling stiff?
Torino pots.
Good for your hip inflexors.
Exactly that.
The old pigeon.
I'm going to do some more exercises tomorrow, see how I am at the weekend. Right, this is the probably best value item that we've got on the show.
This is one of my favourite items.
It's the lowest priced item. I think it is. It's £3.99. £3.99 for one of these.
Go on, let's do the full thing.
So £3.99, that's the price tag that's on the bottom. We have sold these at £3.99. So put one of those into your basket, it's £3.99. But if you put the offer code in, YGTV2024...
What?
Those two will magically appear into your basket absolutely free of charge. So if you put 2 in your basket...
Hang on a minute.
I haven't got any more.
No, neither do I.
If you put 2 in your basket, we'll put 4 in. If you put 3 in your basket, we'll put 6 in. So you can see how that's going to multiply out. It's a buy one, get 2 absolutely free.
Love that. For $3.59 in the club. It's exactly what Karen did. Paid for that top row, got the second and the bottom row for free. It didn't even affect your P&P. So whether 1's been delivered to your door or 9, it's still £6.99. But this is that item when your basket is hovering around £37, £38. This goes in there, and then you get tons more pots, and you pay free P&P.
Yeah, it's
you
brilliant.
You pay free
honestly.
P&P? Obviously, you don't pay.
You don't pay free P&P.
You know what I mean? You get.
I hope you know what we mean. These do have the drainage holes in the bottom as well. There are channels at the bottom as well, so there is that extra space for those for that extra moisture to run away from. You know, they are made of plastic, but this is great because it means they're super lightweight. If you drop them, not on.
We need that.
If you drop them, they are not going to crack and break. Unlike ceramics and terracottas and all those sorts of things, they become really expensive drainage, don't they, for your other pots? They're easy to change over because they're a beautiful size, which means it's not going to be too costly for you to change these over. So spring, summer, autumn, winter, you can put something new in here. And of course, there's loads of things you can do with them, like I've done with my Geranium Fire Queens. I've put little pots around the bigger pots. Like we saw in Elaine's picture, she got some of those pots down the sides of steps. Karen's picture there with the lovely herb garden on those shelving units. If you're doing that lovely display with like step ladders in your garden and little pots down each of those steps on a step ladder, they look brilliant. So there's loads of things you can do.
I love the sort of brass finish too.
It's
like
gorgeous,
brass rubbed, almost like gilded finish, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? You maybe could convince someone it was metal if you had to convince them.
I think you can. This is the thing with our plastic pots, and I've said it a lot recently. Like, I've gone and I've looked at plastic pots. I used to be a right pot snob. Would not get anything other than terracotta and ceramic, and it had to be. And I would spend so much money on. I'd spend more money on the pot than I did on the actual plant itself. And I
get it, it's important.
It is important because it does help the display, but obviously that means it's really expensive.
Yeah.
Really expensive. And I've looked at some of the. I was going to say a weird word. I've looked at some of the naff plastic pots out there, and there are some real naff plastic pots, and you can tell they're plastic, but I don't think you can tell that with ours. They have a gorgeous finish to them. Yeah. There's no seam on here where it's come off the mould. There's no bits of plastic coming off them. They look high-end, they look quality, but they have all the design features of being able to last you a long time.
And you get 3. Put the promo code in, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So I don't need to put in, sometimes with a double up deal, I have to put the other one in.
Double up deal, you put 2 in.
Yep.
But when it's a buy one, get one, or a buy one, get 2, you just put 1 in.
So you put that promo code in, YGTV 2024, and then we will do the rest. 130272. That's one of our pots on the show. Now we've gone full pot crazy here, haven't we? We sometimes get time to spend.
Should we bring these ones up?
Don't? Yeah, why not? Should we make this
do it up here?
Our pot area?
So we can see.
Why not?
Because these are a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Now these are our Lavals.
Laval.
Love the Lavals. I think these are a bit more high-end, a bit more, I don't know, designer. I think these fit into a lot of sort of design schemes because you've got that lovely shape on here. You've got that brushed kind of matte finish going on.
Now this is a double up deal.
It is.
So you buy one.
So you're gonna put 2 set. Right, it's a twin pack.
Right.
So you're getting
it is a twin pack. That's right. Yep.
You're getting 2, but with the double up deal, you put 2 sets into your basket.
So you up your quantity too.
Which then means you're going to get 4 of them.
Clear as mud.
Clear as mud.
It is clear. I get you. For $13.48, but double up for £20.
Well, yeah,
basically.
I mean it's amazing. For £5 more, you're getting 2 more pots. It breaks down to £5 per
Absolutely.
pot. And again, if you go out and you look at the price of plastic pots out there in the marketplace, I've been out, I've looked. They don't look as good as this, and they tend to be more expensive than this. They have the drainage holes in there as well. And what I really like about these is that I think they fit into most design schemes in people's gardens.
They're very neutral, aren't they?
They're a very neutral colour. They will make, the Geranium Storm Cloud in here will look incredible.
Yes, it would.
Definitely.
So let's quickly recap then. 130595. That's the item you're after. You pop it in your basket on YouGarden.com. And then on YouGarden.com, in the quantity section, you then put 2.
Correct.
So there's 1 in there at the moment, it's a twin pack. You pop 2 in there and boom, it's $29.96. But don't forget your promo code YGTV2024. Apply. And here we go, all tumbling down to $19.98. Here we go. And you've got your free lilies in there. And it looks like we're chucking some wine in as well. And anything else that's got buy one, get one. So if the other pots are in there, after all, another double up, whatever you'd rather. You can swap your free gift, by the way, for other bits and bobs, whether you want your Simply Cook box, maybe you want your audio books, maybe you want your wine. Maybe Mama wants her wine. Here we go. Hey, guess what I learned last night? On Spotify, whilst listening to an audiobook, I didn't know you could set a timer.
Can you?
Yeah. So if you're falling asleep, which is what I was using it for.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It wasn't so it wouldn't run on. It was just so because it doesn't keep me awake.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's
end of my story.
There you go.
Are we going that way?
Yeah, we're going
you? Hello. That's what I learned.
Good. Every day's a school day, isn't it?
It was for me.
I didn't learn anything yesterday.
You didn't learn anything yesterday?
Don't think so.
No?
I mean, I probably did, but I can't remember what I learned. I did remember your chiropractor jokes,
What's Stu's chiropractor joke?
Do you remember I told you about that chiropractor? Do you remember I told you?
No?
It's about a week back.
It's about a week back. It's about a week back.
That's the level we have to deal with here from Stu, directly in my ears, straight into my brain.
It's about a week back.
That's what happens. Anyway.
I'm still on. SBR. Another double up deal, that red box. You're getting the idea here. You can get 2 for £20 here. But what are we getting 2 of?
Right, with this one, we are getting 2 of our tower planters. Ooh. Any of you that watch regularly, you know how much of a fan I am of the tower planters. In fact, I placed an order yesterday for my tower planter because I need one for my Gloriosa, the flame lily. My flame lily, by the way, is about this tall now.
Okay.
Just for an update, anybody else that bought that Gloriosa Flame Lily, send me your pictures. I want to see how yours are looking. So one of them is about this tall, the other 2 are a bit smaller, but all 3 of them are great.
Okay.
Let me know what's going on with your flame lilies. Excuse me. So I've placed my order for these.
Yep.
I've already got 4 of them, and I've got another load coming. Absolutely adore them. They are incredibly useful for anything that climbs.
Was
upwards.
it wisteria you've got in one of yours?
Wisteria I've got, jasmine I've got, and sweet peas in the other 2. And I'm going to have a Gloriosa Flame Lily and the other one. And if Stu sends me another one, I'm going to find another climber to put in that one as well.
Been told.
Saying no. Nope. What was I going to say? Right, the reason I love these is that. Right, when I move house, because inevitably I will, I don't think we're in our forever home. When I move house, my wisteria, my jasmine, my flame lily is coming with me.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving it at that house.
Not having it.
I'm having those because they are perennial plants. They are going to come with me. It's made of plastic. It's easy to move around. It's lightweight. Even actually when this is filled with compost and got the plant on here, it's still incredibly lightweight. So I love the fact that we've got a UV stabilised, frost-resistant plastic.
Doesn't arrive like this. This isn't the size of the box we're getting home.
So this is how it arrives to you. It comes in sections. So I know some people, I tend to just build it because I think it looks beautiful built anyway, but some people just add a layer at a time. So there are clips here. These bits.
Oops, that doesn't help, does it?
That doesn't help, Dan.
That's the least helpful I could have possibly been this thing, whilst trying to be helpful.
These clips here clip into the gaps on the side of there. So I won't clip it in, but that one goes on there. And then as and when your item grows, you can then clip in the next bit. There's a little hole here, the clip goes in, and you just clip that into place there. It means you can also dismantle it if you want to as well. You could just use the pot on its own if you want to. You could just use that as a pot on its own. So yeah, that's how it's going to come to you. Just a tiny bit of construction that you need to do, but it's super, super easy to do.
Now, if you're going to do the whole architectural thing, or maybe you've got more than one thing, or two things either side of a doorway or a gate post or something like that, or an area, there's your garden, Bex.
That's my wisteria from last year. So it's looking great this year, though a bit top heavy. So all the foliage growth seems to be up at the top this year and not much down at the bottom, but it's still looking beautiful. Still got loads of buds on there. My wisteria is late flowering, but there's loads of buds. I will take some pictures and update the pictures we've got.
Yep.
But yeah, that's how it looks. Once it cut, you can't see the tower. It's absolutely incredible. But then when my Clematis loses its leaves over winter, because it is deciduous, the pot itself still looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I mean, look, that's the kind of display.
That's bonkers. So $24.99 each. So if you're normally going to buy 2, that's £50. Double up deal on that red box, 2 for £40. So £5 off, £5 off, £10 off in total. There's a couple of pence in it, I know. 130461. Can we talk heavy duty pots, please?
Yes,
Where do they come into our life? Because goodness me, these have been around much like the compost. I feel like YouGarden was maybe built on heavy duty pots because of how useful they are.
They're incredibly useful.
Yep.
Again, how many of these have I got? Wow. So 3 different types of blueberries. I've got pink blueberry, I've got appletini, I have got a rose, my menopause rose growing in here. I've got a cordyline growing in here. and there's one other thing I've got growing, but I can't remember. But yeah, I've got loads of these that I've got things growing in, and these are commercial growing pots. I know Stu's saying in our ear at the moment, I think he thinks that he could look through all the pictures that have been sent to us this morning and probably find heavy-duty pots in every single one of those pictures, because that is how, I mean, they're so useful for growing things in. Commercial growing pots, these are the kind of pots that we grow things in here, the fruit trees and things.
Yes.
You'll see them used
Fruit
a lot
trees is
in
where I was
various
first
nurseries.
introduced to these.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the reason being that you've got drainage holes in the bottom, but you've also got these big drainage holes around the sides as well. Let's just think about how much rain we've had recently.
All of it.
I mean, there's been so much rain,
hasn't there? It was
hasn't
big rain yesterday, wasn't it? Were you still here when it was big raining?
I was driving home.
Oh, great.
Big rain. You know when you've got to turn the windscreen wipers on to full?
All the way, yeah.
It was that kind of
When
rain.
it's so rainy, you've even got to put the back one on. And then it's serious.
Yeah, if you think about how much rain we've had lately, that can really be a problem for a lot of plants, most plants. In fact, let's talk about my alliums. I planted loads of allium bulbs last year. Some of them are looking great. Most of them aren't looking as big and strong as they should. They've come up, but I don't think they're as strong, they're as tall as my ones last year were. And I think it's because of the amount of rain that we'd had. I didn't plant any of those in heavy-duty pots. They're all in other pots. So I think that the compost just got too wet.
Yep.
And that can really affect bulbs.
Yep.
Just as a little aside. So yeah, plants can really struggle if they get to waterlogs. Your heavy duty pots are designed to stop that from happening because you've got those extra drainage holes. Heavy duty because these are stupidly strong. The handles on here have been moulded into place. These, you know, those you've used those floppy plastic garden trucks, and I've got some, and they're great. Except for the fact that they split, they crack, the handles break off. I've had to gaffer tape the handles back on.
Not the one, is it?
Because they're just not built to last. These are built to last. You can use them for so many things. They're not just for growing things in. I've got one that I use for putting the recycling in the utility room. The recycling goes in here.
Which is useful now you miss the bin.
Exactly. In fact, that's what we were storing. We were storing beer bottles and things in the heavy-duty pots in the garage. Yeah, general stuff like this. There's one in my shed that I have my most used gardening tools. So my kneeling mat, my gloves, my trowel, my little spade, you know, it's all in there. So when I'm doing my gardening, I literally go in, pick up my heavy duty pot and I take it outside with me. If you've got a wood fire, you know, a log burner, wood burner. That's what I want in my new house when I get one.
Get one of those.
If you've got one of those, you can use it obviously to transport the logs in. Here we are planting something up. This is Henry, isn't it? Our nursery manager. He's planting up one of our fruit trees in here. Super easy to do. Remember, you've got all those extra drainage holes in there as well. And the majority of trees and things. Oh, that was it. I've got that blossom tree. What's it called, Stu? You know. Prunus triloba, thank you.
Nice.
My flowering cherry almond, that's the other thing I've got in a heavy-duty pot. And it's going to live its entire life in there.
Yep.
I'm never going to have to replace that pot because it's the perfect size. Have I said everything?
I think so.
I've said a lot, haven't I?
No, but it's great how much you love them. It's just, if people don't understand, it's just a pot. But then when you're in and you love gardening and you notice the difference when you actually use them and how useful they are, you get really passionate about stuff that's just a pot.
Yeah, and
that's what's so important, to get the right stuff for the right job and feel like you're getting value for money, right? 4 for $17.99.
Do you want to wrestle?
Oh, go on then. I'm always petrified of this.
It's not going to break, I promise you.
I know, but I'll tell you when I...
Did you do this and somebody went flying? You went flying.
No, I didn't go flying. I was doing this exact thing on the craft channel that I work on.
Yes. Always strong.
With a tape. It was like a tape.
Right.
A big roll of like double-sided tape. It was super, super strong. And she was like, pull this. Literally, Jodie Johnson.
Yes.
She was pulling it and then like I let go or she let go and I just went whack.
You hit her in the face?
Hit her in the face. On air. It wasn't you couldn't see it because it was on a close-up of like a picture or something. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like if it'd been someone smaller, they'd be dead. But Jodie's pretty tall, so she's all right.
She took it.
If it had been Paola, honestly, she'd have been through the window. So it was like that, like just.
So now you're scared.
Just slipped. Just slipped.
Well, that does show you the strength that we're talking about here. I mean, Sean's had his, he says, for well over 10 years, probably 12, 13 years, and they're still going very strong. I mean, my oldest pot is a good 7 or 8 years, and it is still going strong. They really are built to last. So definitely one of my favourite items, along with the sort of tower pot and the compost. You know, these are the ones that you go for, definitely.
We don't always get time to spend much time on items like this, because obviously we love to look at flowers, etc. But 130011 to get hold of your heavy-duty pots, 30 litres in each of them. There's even a discount on the discount. Club members another 10% off, £17.99, £16.19. What's that? £4, 5p a pot. £4, 5p a pot.
It's good, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah. That's what I think Sean says.
No, Sean's the maths man. He's really... I'm not so good at it. He does it brilliantly.
I see. Compost, then. Goodness me, every single picture probably got some of this compost in. You saw when the footage that was done for the pots actually featured the compost. How long have we got on here, Stu? A long time or a short time? Here we go. All
right, good.
Come on, Rebecca.
What we really want to do is encourage anybody that has never used this compost to give this compost a go, because this is the best compost. And I know it's my job to stand here and tell you that. And that's what a lot of you will be thinking. But you're paid to stand there and tell us that. I appreciate that. I get that. I use this compost. This is the compost we use here at the nursery, whose business it is growing plants. But if you are sitting there and being a bit... what's the word I'm looking for? No, none of those. If you're thinking that I'm talking nonsense, and yes, she's paid to do that, cynical, that's the word. Okay. Please do, first of all, check out the reviews that are on the website for this, because that's real people telling you about this, and there's nothing better, is there, than a personal review from somebody else, from somebody who's not paid to tell you that it's good. Put a little message into our chat on Facebook, on YouTube. Ask, is this compost any good? And just see what comes back, because honestly, our regulars will tell you how good this is. It is a commercial grade product, okay? This is exactly what we use here at the nursery. Anything we grow, anything we pot on, it's in this compost, and it's because it's got some amazing, amazing ingredients in here. It's a reduced peat content compost. Sphagnum moss peat, that's renewable, that is in here. Light and dark peat's in here. We've reduced the content of those right down so we can keep up with environmental needs, but obviously we know how good peat is for our plants. We've got a slow release fertiliser, which Dan is busily picking out of the compost. These are the little green balls that you'll be able to see within the compost. Now, what those do is they release that feed into the compost over a period of 5 to 6 months. So feeding your plants for that length of time, that's absolutely incredible. Still do your water-based feed. If you need some, Blooming Fast, it's on our website. It's incredible. We have got composted wood fibre in here, 50% composted wood fibre. That has a multitude of uses. It makes it light and airy and fluffy, which means that roots can grow, develop, get oxygen. They can reach for their nutrients, and they can form a really nice tight root structure. Strong foundations, healthy plants. If you've got poor foundations on your house, what happens? It falls down, it sinks. If you've got those strong root foundations on your plant, it means it's going to be bigger, better, stronger, give you more flowers, give you more fruit production, deal with differing weather conditions, cope with if there are any pests and diseases that plant is, susceptible to. A pH buffer in here puts it at exactly the right level for the majority of your plants to live in. It can be confusing when you go to the garden centre. This is a number 7 and this is a number 8 and that's a number 4. I don't know what that means. I don't get it. And this one's got loads of markings on the bag. This has got added phlox in it, and that's got added something else in it. What does that mean? I don't understand.
You're furious about it.
I am furious about it because there's rows and rows and rows of them.
Yeah, where do you start?
And they're all colourful bags, and that one's prettier than that one. You don't need to worry about it. 98% of the things you plant will go in this. Our head gardener insists on this compost, and he's worked in horticulture all his life.
Absolutely.
This is the compost he says. It's the best on the market.
Now, I was asked to pick a number between 2 and 10 in my ear there of the reviews. Should we go in the middle?
Why not?
Might make it easy. Let's go number 5, Stu. Is that right? Page number 5. It's all of this item number 100125 is your item number. There we go. So page 5 of the reviews. First, let's go to the top. Why not? Deborah. Brian. Good quality. Better to use than the general shop boards, as we were just saying. Arrived before the advertised delivery date. Generally go to YouGarden first. I'm glad generally you do, Brian.
Generally, well done, Brian. Thank you very much. 5
Deborah,
stars.
5 stars. Is that Marcia? It says, wonderful item. I shall be ordering more. Michelle, fabulous quality compost at a fabulous price. Arrive quickly. Perfect. Smiley face. Another one here, just left a week ago. This compost I've used before, and the results so far are very good, as it is one I can recommend. And as long as I continue getting good results, I will carry on ordering it. It's easy to use. And if you do need to sweep it up, it doesn't leave a mess, as the compost is not like some. That is a great shout.
I like that, yeah.
I've used previously where it's been very wet and claggy and difficult to separate. This compost is free. Following is easy to fill pots up as well. Free flowing, probably.
Yes,
okay. Brilliant news. Before you even check out your baskets, go have a read.
Yeah, do it.
Go have a read. 100-125 2498. It's a bit like where people in restaurants, when chefs, where they go to buy their fruit and veg.
Yeah. It's like a trade secret.
Yeah.
It's like that little trade secret that not everybody knows about, but we are trying to get the word out there because we know how good it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Joshua, the first emails we got, Joshua, thank you for your pictures. He was saying he's just creating more space to build up the stocks of. You get 2 bags, you're getting 100 litres.
Yeah. And you know what? It's important to point
22.48.
out, because I know you can get cheaper compost out there.
Yes.
I do know you can do that, but there are certain things you shouldn't scrimp on. You shouldn't buy the cheapest thing off. You know the saying, you buy cheap, buy twice.
Sellotape.
Yeah, certain things just
That's a
don't
perfect
buy
example.
the cheap one off. What we do here at YouGarden is to try and make it as affordable as possible. So you're getting this for $22.48 if you're in the club. Join the club, you'll get 10% discount every time you buy it. That's only £2.50 every time you buy a load of compost. But we also add in a free gift with every single order. So we're adding value. You're getting £10 worth of our majestic lily bulbs. Who doesn't want lilies? They're gorgeous. Gorgeous scent included in there. And if you don't want them in your garden, I appreciate that. Maybe cat lovers don't necessarily appreciate having lilies in their gardens. This is a free gift for somebody. Pot them up, give them as a present to somebody.
Lovely.
Because then that's a gorgeous present. It's better than a bouquet of flowers because they'll have them every year.
There you go. That is for every single order, whether it's $22.48, whether it's £3.59 for the pots. 100-125 for your professional grade compost. Right, a little recap for you right now, and I've got even more still to show you. The Fire Queen, when we started off the whole show, those geraniums are available for you right now. So here are the details on the screen right now. 410-065. Let's move those pots quickly out the way. $15.28 is your discount club price. 20 ready to go plants under 410-065. Whilst we're going through all of these, not forgetting, if you happen to get your basket to £40 or over, you will get free P&P. So if you are hovering around the 36, 35, 34 pound mark, have a look at what you might be putting in there, because you're going to save at least 69 on your postage. Nevertheless, there are your geraniums. Dahlias are coming up next, and that petal, that spherical, is that the word? Absolutely beautiful. It's hypnotic, isn't it? 3 different colours, 2 of each, yellow, orange and a pinky one. 401588. Only $8.99 in the club. $9.99 if you're not. Doesn't matter if you're in the club or not. Everyone saves at least £5 off this item. Yeah, my new little favourite today. Great shout, that's Stu. I absolutely adored the Indian summer yesterday. I think this, if you love that sort of tropical, real summer sunset colours, this is another alternative. The Biden's Hawaiian Flare, 12 plugs in there for $10.79, 400551. Bloomerang. What's this next one, Bex?
Bloomerang.
Bloomerang. There's a flame bloomerang. Here we go. 511248 is your item number. Really interesting flowers on these, aren't they? Again, same price as the previous item, $10.79. Should be, RRP wise, £20, so $10.79. That's why you shop via YouGarden. Even more off often than not when you're talking on the TV side of things. And it flowers, and it stops flowering, and it flowers again in that same year. 511248. Storm flower geraniums. Saw Elaine growing these a second ago. Got some beautiful pictures to show you as well. These have sort of like darker foliage going alongside, but that is also over £10 off if you're shopping with YouGarden. 560-986 to get hold of your geranium storm cloud variety. And lots of new items today. There's a couple of phlox on the show. No, I don't want to say that long word. Thank you. Where did they finish in Eurovision? Zemlinsky, yeah. No rules. No. 480-460 to get the scented night phlox. Shutting themselves, like closing down in the height of the day, and then really expanding and opening up as it comes through to the evening. So really changing the architecture of your garden all the way through the day. 480-460. Quartz, oh yeah. You know, we're talking a lot about the Eton mess, the sherbet lemons, the Verbena quartz, pink, red, purple and white. Excellent for wall hanging baskets, in pots, in the ground, whatever you fancy. You're getting 20 bulbs in there. 410077 for $15.28 as your discount club price. Speaking of those really pretty pinks, Eton Mex is the one. You've got your pinks, you've got your almost like lilac-y lavender tones coming through, haven't we? 400759 is your item number. So 1, 2, 3 varieties, 12 plugs in there. They're all coordinated and labelled in the little greenhouse that's sent you to, so you know exactly what is what if you want to be precise as. 400759. If you're going for those, don't forget to add in your sherbet lemon mix. 400762 is your item number there, because then you get that hit of purple, yellow and white, which is absolutely divine. 400762 1079. Why are you following me around, Bex? And quickly remind you of not just one of the best-selling items in the history of YouGarden being the professional compost. The heavy-duty pots are right up there as well, 130011. Of course, for growing on, I said I was first introduced to these via fruit trees, if you got hold of your Braeburn apples and your conference pears, etc., etc. Great to grow those in here. But of course, for clearing up the waste, maybe for moving elements around, for lugging around your compost, for example. Maybe it's going to be for clearing up your leaves, etc. in the garden, but of course you can grow in there too. 130011. You'll see in a minute, I'm laughing at Bex waddling her way around set whilst trying to stretch out in full frog pose. She just came over like that. Oh. There we go. Stretch that out. Oh yeah, the Strulch, by the way. If you want to get hold of that straw mulch combination.
Yes,
Strulch.
It's an amazing name.
It is, isn't it? There we go. Bass lugs, bass nails. 100149 3327, and away we go. Postage is included in there. You get both of those bags. 100149. Now, did we say we're going to do plants or we're going to do emails next? There was a
emails, I think.
Should we do emails?
Stu wants to say hello to a few people.
Quite
Why
right
not?
too.
It's all about the community.
Far too much work we've been doing so far today. Let's get back to talking about where your hot tub's going. Karen's back in the chat. Good morning. As is Olwyn too. These are regular names we hear all the time, which is wonderful that you join us as regular. We live 3 times a week, right?
3 times a week, yeah. So Wednesday, Thursday 10 till 1, and Sunday is 10 until 2 o'clock. Of course, people can watch shows back at their leisure as well, because they're always loaded on YouTube. In fact, all of those places on the YouTube website, on the YouGarden website.
For a second there, I thought you were saying on the YouTube.
On the YouTube. No, the YouTube website.
On the YouTube website.
You should just say on YouTube, shouldn't you?
Yeah, you should really.
You can watch the shows back at your leisure on YouTube, on Facebook, or on the YouGarden website.
The Facebook.
Or the Facebook. He loves taking the mickey out of me, doesn't he? It's a good job I got broad shoulders.
You smash it out, don't you worry about that. You're in charge around here. Where are our emails from, Stu? All
right, let's talk about some plants for the time being then. Should we do rhododendron?
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about the Nova
We
Zembla.
were ready for emails, weren't we?
We were ready. We're going to look at the rhododendron, the Nova Zembla. I actually went for a wander with Stu yesterday afternoon after you went home. Stu and I went out onto the nursery floor to have a look at, because it was a gorgeous day yesterday. It was nice and sunny in the afternoon.
Yeah.
The Nova Zembla was absolutely incredible. I did. Well, we did a little clip of footage. I don't know if Stu's going to have it ready for today or where he's going to use that. But what I was amazed about was how many bees there were flying around and having a lovely time on the rhododendron.
this is where I'd be exactly
absolutely.
here, right?
Honestly, every single plant, it was humming with activity. The bees absolutely adored being around this Nova Zembla. And look at it. Just look at the size of those gorgeous flower clusters we've got on there. I mean, there's 2 on that one. They're actually really incredible the way they open as well. Those tightly packed clusters. These are fully open, but there was a couple out there still which are just starting to open, and it's really, really interesting when you see that. Now, rhododendrons, we love them. We adore rhododendrons because you get these massive, showy clusters of flowers on here. And this happens at this time of year, sort of between May and June on this one, actually. It's I think this is slightly later flowering because some rhododendrons are April, May time. Anyway, around this time, you will get these gorgeous clusters of showy flowers on here. You've got evergreen, glorious, glossy foliage on here. And when this grows to its full size, which it could get to probably a good 1.20 metres, 1.5 meters.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit bigger, you never know.
Yep.
But height and spread, I'm talking.
Yeah.
And I just want you to picture that. Look at what
Remember
it looks
that bloom,
like now.
but like...
Yeah. On this small plant, look at how incredible that looks. But then imagine it at full growth. That will be a sight to behold, won't it?
I mean, do you get bigger flowers or just more of these?
More of those.
More of those.
Yeah, I think it'd just be loads.
Hundreds.
And they do get, rhododendrons tend to get completely covered. So you get that lovely glossy foliage, which is on there, and it's evergreen, so you can see it all year round. But generally, once these are in bloom, you can barely see the foliage. So that's just going to be incredible, isn't it?
Isn't it just for only $13.49? A lot of you will be shopping for other people as gifts and things, as presents. That could arrive to someone and just gift that now.
Just imagine how much you spend. I can't remember the last time I bought a bunch of flowers, actually, but how much is a lovely bunch of flowers that you're going to buy for somebody?
To look half decent, £15-20?
At least, isn't it? £14.99, £13.49 if you are in the club, and that's going to last for years.
So 5110960 taken with that, as we are.
You need some ericaceous compost though, please. This cannot go into. I couldn't plant it in my garden, my clay soil. It's not the right pH level. It needs the acidic soil. So if you haven't already got acidic borders and places in your garden, then the best thing I can suggest is get a beautiful pot. Get a gorgeous pot, heavy duty pot. Do it, but obviously that's a bit more utilitarian. You might want something a bit prettier. Get some ericaceous compost. It is on the website. Or, and Stu, you're absolutely right, there are things you can do if you haven't got ericaceous borders. You can actually plant it into a pot with the ericaceous compost, and then you can bury the pot in the garden.
Clever.
Just leave it a lip just poking up above the ground, because what you don't want is any leaching of the alkaline soil into the acidic soil.
Okay.
But you could do that, so you can have it in your borders as well. Another top tip here is to use rainwater for your ericaceous plants rather than tap water.
Okay.
Because the chlorine and the chemicals in your tap water will affect the acidity level of the soil.
So get your butts in use.
Get your water butts in use, absolutely. I've got big buckets outside that I'm collecting rainwater in, which I'm using to water my blueberries and things like that with.
Okay.
But you can use tap water if you want, but it's best to leave it to stand for 24 hours, because then the chlorine and stuff evaporates from it. But it's best if you can use rainwater.
Didn't know all that.
That's why you come here, you see.
Put it up there. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there we go, 511-096. Okay, emails.
Yes, please, let's see them. Let's see your pictures.
Fabulous. Olwyn, how wonderful.
Yes,
here we go.
please.
So we're going to Olwyn's garden this morning.
Look, I've got a rose grown in there. And the pumpkin viola, I think that's right. Yeah, that looks like a rigor on at the back, doesn't it? Oh, I like that. I love your pumpkin viola in with your roses. That's really cute, isn't it?
They're great, aren't they?
Oh, look at all those pots. This is exactly what we're talking about when we talk about container gardening and creating those tiers and those levels of interest. That's exactly it. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, and anywhere she goes, just like me, I'm going to take all those pots with me.
There we go. They're mine. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, look at these.
Iris. I do love an iris. They are gorgeous, aren't they? Really pretty. Loads more orange in there. I think those are pumpkin viola. They could be geums. No, they're pumpkin violas.
And even there you got some lovely, like depth and height with everything, haven't you? Like blooms, those little orange ones at the bottom.
Ceanothus at the back there.
Strulch.
Strulch. I'm not sure what those are, actually. They're quite young foliage, so I don't know. But yeah, the Strulch is going to protect them, whatever it is. Very good. Glad you're using your Strulch, Olwyn. Awesome. I do need some Strulch.
Well, you could
Owen, what is that, please? Could you tell us what those plants are?
take a pocket full of Strulch in.
I'm intrigued to stick it in my pocket, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Elaine, look
Oh,
at you.
Elaine.
Oh, Elaine, you're winning. Yours is bigger
Tower
than
pot,
mine.
flame lily in there.
Yeah, soon. When I get my tower pot,
What's Elaine been smashing up in the background?
I'm going to be planting that in
Getting
the
a new shed, do you think?
in there as well. Don't know.
Maybe she start a fire.
Hello, Karen. You've got your alliums going in there.
Oh, they're sweet, aren't they?
Maybe they are alliums, that other picture. It was alliums, you're right. Very pretty.
Now, there's a lot going on in this picture.
There is a lot going on in there. I'm trying to get closer.
Yeah, the little screen, that sort of dark, bluey, grayscale screen with some more woodwork.
I like it.
I wonder what's up there.
Love the colours there.
Is it still Karen?
It's all Karen.
Wow.
What is that statue? That's really elegant.
It's really sweet, isn't it?
You've got the Neapolitana alliums in the front there. Lilies as well. They look like growing next to it. Very good.
Now, thank you, Elaine. Now we're going to George's garden. George, thank you ever so much for taking the time. Oh!
Was that George saying I'm sorry, or you, Stu? That was you. Yeah, they're incredible, aren't they? Why didn't I buy those? Why didn't I get them? They have taken well, George. You're absolutely right.
That's bonkers. Look at those.
They're so exotic looking, aren't they?
Crikey.
He's got some geraniums growing.
Oh, yeah, I see by the leaves.
As well, with the zonal leaves.
Thank you, George. Graham has also kept us in the loop too. Here we go, Graham. There's the height. Look at that.
Graham, yours are looking fantastic. They're nice and tall.
What's that?
Mine have not got that tall this year. I mean, they're growing.
Yeah.
And they look great. They just haven't got as tall as they did in previous years.
Is that Graham's picture?
Yeah.
That looks like it's from a catalogue, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it really does. And the bees are going to so enjoy those alliums. Every single one of those flowers is...
Can we grab our alliums?
Yeah, for sure.
Because, Graham, if people are in doubt about the quality of what you get home, there's a picture of Graham's and ours live here right now. Same thing.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Boom, boom, boom. And you get 3, and that's 1.
I love them.
Nice little shake.
Graham might have grown his from bulbs.
Might have done.
Might have done.
Might have done.
Aren't they beautiful?
Hello.
I do love an allium. They're incredible.
Ooh. There you go.
Looking good, Graham. Love your garden.
Big
you know how much I love your garden?
560-885. Absolutely. That is for your alliums. You can still email in. Love to see your pictures or your reviews of things, or
yes,
what
please.
You want to buy, or tell us more about this. Any questions, any advice, more importantly. YGTV@YouGarden.com is the email address. But if you're on Facebook, you can type it in there as well. Of course you can. Away you go. On our website, YouGarden.com, that's where you can find all of these products we are talking about, and you can see the live feed there as well. There you are. Now there's Bex and Sean. That's where you can see the YouTube feed. And if you scroll down, you can see all of the products on this show that we are talking about. So you haven't got to remember the item number or anything it's called. Then you scroll all the way down. If you haven't seen, I want to see that. What's that? What are those green bags? What's that pot doing over there? The Bella. you tell us. Ooh.
Yeah, these are great. So they grow bags or for garden tidying.
Yeah.
I grew potatoes in these last year. They're excellent. They're really strong, really sturdy. So great for growing stuff in, but also exactly the same as our heavy duty pots. If you want to use them for garden waste and tidying up, and really strong handles, they're awesome.
And we build up to £40, and you get free P and P.
We've got everything in that show list here in our potting shed. We never get a chance to show you everything in one show. So, yeah, even in the Sunday show, when we've got an extra hour, we often don't get through absolutely everything in the show plan. So, if there is something you want to see, this is interactive. If you are watching live, obviously, if you're watching on our catch-up,
it's trickier that way.
It's a bit more difficult. But if you are watching us live and there's something you want to see, let us know. We'll bring it up for you.
Mini Golds is one of those. I think the finished article when this is fully grown looks absolutely extraordinary, doesn't it?
Love, love, love this. So what happens with this is, love the upright growth, first of all, and you can see that from the way that this is growing. Really nice sort of tall, upright growth that we're talking about here. Now, as far as forsythia is concerned, this is a slightly more, it's mini gold. It's slightly more compact version of forsythia that you will have seen. Sort of February time, forsythias were looking incredible, weren't they? February into March. absolutely bright yellow, gorgeous flowers that appear on the naked stems. I don't know why I love stuff that flowers on bare stems.
Yeah.
It's lovely when there's foliage as well, but I don't know why. Maybe it's because the flowers stand out more. I don't know.
Maybe.
But that's exactly what happens with this. So around sort of March into April time, that's the kind of display that we're talking about. That's incredible, isn't it?
Bonkers.
And if you think March and into April, a lot of things are still bare, aren't they?
Well, look at the back, that first slide shot of that.
Yeah.
Nothing growing in the background.
Things are still bare. We're still waiting for a lot of life to come up. You know, some of the spring bulbs might be starting, but there's not a huge amount of colour. This is going to provide that gorgeous colour early on in the season. It's also going to provide a bit of wildlife friendliness as well. It's completely winter hardy, so it has our lifetime guarantee. Once the flowers have come, that's when the foliage will start to appear.
Okay.
It's this gorgeous kind of mid-green colour foliage that you've got on here as well. So when you plant this out into your borders, you've got the perfect backdrop for all your other plants going on over the summer months. And then it will have a bit of a blaze of colour before the leaves drop in autumn. And then it's going to start that process all over again for you. This is definitely one for that early colour, though.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about having something new in your garden that looks great in particular months of the year, and the idea is you want something for every month that looks amazing. So what have I got that looks I mean, it's easy in summer, isn't it? It's dead easy in summer because
They're all going on.
So many flowers, all the colour, rainbows of it. But when we're talking in those winter months, what looks good in December, in January, in February,
great
in
shout.
March? Well, we've got Verbena Tinus Eve, for example, that flowers and has foliage over winter months. This can be your plant for sort of February into March, because that display with those yellow flowers, you're sorted. You've got at least one thing in your garden that looks phenomenal at that time of year.
Is this still using our premium compost?
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Great.
You can plant this out into your borders. I would definitely. I always try and do it whenever I'm planting anything out. Dig a bigger hole, put a bit of our premium professional compost in there because it's packed with special ingredients, and then it will really help to give those plants a good start. Get this in your garden now. It's in a 3-litre pot. It's really well established. I haven't taken this out of the pot yet. Let's see. So what you can do is get this nicely established now by planting that out, and then once you get through the other side of winter, which I know we don't want to think about yet, you're going to get these kinds of displays in your garden.
That's a lot of plant for $8.99.
It's a lot of plant.
It?
For something that's going to last you for years as well. That's quite a long-lasting perennial too. So many, many years you'll get from that.
510998. Now then, in the chat is Linda. And Linda says she's seen everybody's pictures. How do I send photos in? Linda, fair question.
Good
Bottom
question.
of the screen. And that means hopefully there's pictures pending. ygtv@yougarden.com. So your normal email, just open up a new message and send it to ygtv@yougarden.com. That's where you can send your pictures. I'm sure people could maybe post them on Facebook.
They can,
although in the chat.
There's a gardening group as well called the YouGarden customer group. I think that's what it's called. You can post them in there.
It's tricky for us to put them on screen from there.
So it is a bit easier for Stu if you can email them, just because of the tech stuff he has to do in there. I know it's a bit easier for him to import them and do what he's got to do if you can email. But I do know he can take them from Facebook and places as well. But if you want to make Stu's life a little bit easier, it'd be great if you could email them.
Thank you, Linda. We'd love to. I wonder what she's going to send us.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe it's a hot tub in the front garden.
I love spying in people's gardens.
Yeah.
Especially when they give me permission. That's always
That's
better.
what happens when you send us a picture. Absolutely. Now, if you're looking for it, YouGarden customer group, gardening for everyone. Oh, we're on there right now. Recent media and see other people's post specs. How lovely is it? Wow.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
It is fab.
I love showing. Is that the menopause rose? Oh, King Charles. Is that like the menopause rose?
I know Sue Peck.
Do you know Sue Peck?
Yeah. She designs bags.
What?
She designs bags.
Does she?
Yeah. Maybe there might be more than one Sue Peck, but hi Sue.
Hi Sue.
If I know you. Hello. Maybe. The mini gold, 510998. Are we continuing that way, Stu?
Yeah, we should do, because these are the new items that we've got.
Yeah. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Clematis, Mrs. N. Thompson. Now, we showed you the tower pot just a few minutes ago, didn't we? This is the climber that we have on the show that would work absolutely perfectly in that tower pot. That's the sort of thing, Stu, that I might put in that other tower pot if you were to sort one out for me.
I see. I see what you're saying, reading between those lines.
If you could get the tower pot included with this order, you could put all 3 of these in there. Now, that might seem excessive, and it probably is a little bit excessive, but I tell you what, the display you'll get from putting all 3 in that tower pot will be incredible. But you could put maybe 1 in there or 2 in there, and then use the other one to plant somewhere else in your garden. You've got options, basically. These are going to keep flowering for you. Big flowers, absolutely. And they're gorgeous flowers as well. The markings on them is incredible. Love that purple. Love that kind of stripe that you get through the centre of each of the petals. Slightly more compact version of Clematis as well. Now, Clematis can get 3-4 metres. You know, it can go wild. Oftentimes, if you're growing it up a fence, all the flowers disappear over the other side of the fence because they will flower up there and then they disappear over the other side.
I've been on the good side and bad side of that.
Yeah. So if you're growing it, your neighbours get the benefits. Well, that's why I recommend the tower pot, because then you've got it all to yourself. It's mine. But this one is slightly more compact. It'll still go to 2.5 metres, and it'll spread by 1 metre or so. So you've still got a decent amount of cover from this, but it is just that little bit more compact. As I say, the flowers are massive. 6 inches across these can reach. You've got gorgeous, vibrant colours, but it will flower in sort of free flowering between May and July, and then it'll give you another flush of flowers later on in the year around September time. So May, June, July, good 3 months worth of colour from it, and then another flush later on. Really low maintenance, little, light prune after flowering, regular watering and feeding though, please. They are hungry plants. And the toppest of the top tips for Clematis is it wants a sunny position, but the roots like to be shaded.
Okay.
So there are ways that you can do this. So the top of the plant wants to be in sun. I want to shade the roots. How am I going to do that? You can get some flat, any stone will work. I use flat stone, like slate, and put that around the bottom of where it's been planted, because that will stop the heat from baking the roots. Okay. It also helps to retain the moisture in the ground as well. Light coloured stone is good rather than dark coloured stone, because obviously it's going to reflect the heat. You could put some pots around the bottom where you've planted your Clematis, because that'll obviously shade it as well. So there's a few different things. It is worth doing. I didn't do it with one of my Clematises last year. Didn't kill it, just didn't give me many flowers. If you want the flowers, it's well worth looking at shading those roots.
And we do want the flowers, right?
We do.
Percentage-wise, the biggest saving we've seen so far, over 50% off by being in the club. This is huge, isn't it? $13.47, should be £30. 550-350, and we get all 3.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
They're lovely, aren't they? You can see how they're going to trail. They're going to trail. I mean, look at that one. Oh, the roots are coming out the bottom. So actually, you're right, Stu. So Stu was just saying the Victorians used to grow them as trailing plants rather than climbing plants. They would just plant them in the ground and just let them meander across the ground.
Do their thing.
It's ground cover, Check out those roots at the bottom of there. That's the bottom of the pot. Look at those roots.
Looks like noodles.
They do look like noodles.
Don't they?
They do.
Yummer.
Oh, I fancy a Chinese.
Oh, what would you order?
Beef and black bean.
Right.
Egg fried rice.
Yeah.
And chicken satay skewers.
Ah, okay.
Nom nom.
That's all I want now.
Prawn crackers.
Prawn crackers.
Oh,
do you want that?
Can I have that, please?
What am I thinking of? Duck pancakes?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think that might be tea tonight, sorted, hey?
Chili beef?
I'm not big for... I mean, it's meh. No, beef
sweet and sour chicken balls?
Meh. Salt and pepper chicken balls,
Salt and pepper chicken balls, guys.
Oh, my word.
Well, that's something new every day. Now, all I want is a Chinese right now. God, do I want one of those. 550-350. Do Chinese open at lunchtime?
I don't know. Yeah, some must.
Can I drive home now, after this, and get a Chinese?
Not here.
Nothing
here.
Nothing's open around here. You've got phone signal around here.
Nothing available here. No, but if you go to a city, there's always those all-you-can-eat buffet Chineses. Love those.
Is there one near where you live?
No.
Can you walk there? Yeah, there is. Is there not? Is that not Chinese?
Yeah, but it's not like a buffet place. It's a takeaway place.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, is that takeaway place open?
Yeah, it won't be open at lunchtime.
Will it not?
I don't think so.
That's disappointing.
Sorry.
Hydrangea.
A really interesting hydrangea.
It's happening.
It's
happening. Of our eyes. It's happening.
I've turned on to hydrangeas lately. Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I used to think hydrangeas are a bit meh. Everyone's got hydrangeas, meh. But actually...
You're so funny. I see down there, I see number 60's got hydrangea. Very good, number 60.
But you know what? I really...
In your beautiful hanging baskets, looking fantastic.
I really do appreciate why everybody's got hydrangeas now, because they are just glorious. And this one in particular, I really want to add this one in. The problem is I need 5 of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig up my lavender. So my lavender, I've got this lovely lavender border, which is down the side of my driveway. It's been there for about 6 or 7 years, but unfortunately I've got loads of weeds growing up through the lavender now.
Yep.
And they're like perennial weeds, and you just can't get in to get rid of it. So I think the time is done. I'm going to take some cuttings from my lavender, and I'm going to grow new lavender plants.
Nice.
So that I can plant those into my back garden. But I think this year I'm digging up the lavender.
Okay.
And what I'm thinking about is replacing it with hydrangeas.
You get some massive hydrangea plants, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Now, what I thought would be amazing is 5 of these just planted down there. That would be amazing.
Wow.
But the more I think about it, the more I think maybe 5 different types of hydrangea and just have a whole hydrangea border, but in different.
Yeah.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
That would, wouldn't it?
Anyway, enough of my garden. Let me tell you about this particular one, because this is incredibly interesting. I adore the foliage on here, first of all. Now, a lot of the time we're growing hydrangea because of the beautiful, beautiful flowers, and it's all about the flowers. But this is a plant where I think it's actually a little bit about both of those things. Yes, you're going to get these gorgeous cones. Check out that cone of flowers that you're going to get on there. They're really densely packed, kind of panicle shapes that you're getting on here. But what you get here is a colour changing thing that happens with them as well. So the flower clusters first start off, do you know what? I thought they started off white and turned green, but these look like they're starting green and turning white. Okay. Maybe it's that way round. But either way, you get a colour change
green, white
going
now.
on. So you get a lovely green to white or white to green colour changing thing happening. It's also incredibly impressive foliage. So you've got these kind of massive green sort of oak-shaped leaves on there. They are incredible. Really deep sort of veining on there as well. Really interesting. And as this grows, I mean, that one's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
They're going to get even bigger. The plant itself can grow to 4 feet height and spread here as well. So we are talking a really big sort of imposing, in a good way, impressive plant here. And the other important thing to tell you about, which is unusual for a hydrangea, it is quite drought tolerant once it gets established as well. Hydrangeas, normally we'd be saying, make sure you keep it moist, make sure you keep it watered. And obviously you're still going to need to water it, but in relation to other hydrangeas, this is way more drought tolerant than other varieties out there.
Okay.
So it's a really good one.
There we go. £17.99, again, £10 off, bit more off if you're in the club. It's 511496. Another one I haven't seen before, Veronica Gentian Speedwell.
Gentian Speedwell, Veronica Gentianoides.
So I'd said it in any order.
Should we just say Speedwell?
Speedwell, please.
Speedwell. Yeah, now this one is
really interesting, this one, isn't it?
So interesting. I kind of think it's reminiscent of a few plants out there. Like the instant one I think of is kind of Gora, because you've got this lovely sort of bed of foliage at the bottom, and then these lovely tall spikes that come up, and then you've got all of these flowers coming up, all the way along that stem. It's graceful. You've got these lovely spikes of these pale blue flowers.
Almost like it's underwater.
Yeah, I guess so. And I just love the kind of subtle pastel tones on there as well. It's not all about like the bright colours, is it? Those pastel tones work perfectly. Country cottage garden, definitely. I mean, that's it. You've got it sorted, haven't you? It's a drought-tolerant plant, so not one that needs your complete attention all the time. Not fussy on soil pH either. You can propagate this very easily by dividing it. I tend to do my division mostly in springtime, though you can do a little bit in autumn as well. All you need to do really, so this will flower sort of May and into June time. Okay. Tiny bit of maintenance that you need to do is just to trim those back once it's finished flowering. That will help to encourage it to stay kind of nice and dense and compact, and then encourage more flowers and better flowers in the following year. But it's a really easy one to grow, as I say, because once you've planted it and a bit of pruning after it's flowering, you kind of just leave it to do its thing. And the fact that you can divide it means you can spread it around your garden as well.
I've never met this before. I think it's extraordinary looking. It reminds me really like almost like coral-esque in its height. It's so strong, isn't it? But the flowers are really petite, really pretty.
And the way it flowers all the way up, and so it starts, as you can see on this one. Okay, so the flower buds start sort of tightly packed into the main stem, but as you look down, look at how they sort of splay out. I think it's really, really interesting. And I love the way that it just kind of goes along the entire stem and opens up. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's a double. Oh, it's $9.90. Okay. $8.99 for one. Two for $14.98.
Yes.
That's where that promo code comes in. YGTV 2024. Off that $14.98, you will get another 10% off by being in the club.
And it'll grow to about 50 centimetres high. It'll spread by roughly the same amount as well. And then if you think you're going to divide that, that helps to maintain the vigour of the plant, and it'll then multiply again. You know, we are talking about a decent space that you're going to cover here. Sunny or part shade is the kind of position that you want this to be in. It'll cope with a little bit of shade.
There we go then, 560-639. Shall we continue with more new that we haven't had on yet yesterday? You saw the scented night phlox over there. This is our carpet phlox collection.
Yeah, these are great. I know a lot of people have these. I've just got some myself that I'm going to be planting out into my garden. These are, we call them carpet phlox or creeping phlox. And the reason being that every single one of these little plugs here, and I'm going to get the one that's flowering, I think it's just incredible that, I mean, the amount, honestly, mine are looking, I planted these into 9 centimetre pots, and the amount of flowers I've got on them, I haven't planted them out yet, I will do. But the amount of flowers that you get on them is incredible. Each one of these little plugs that you're going to get stays nice and compact, as in height. It'll grow to maybe about 20 centimetres in height, but it will spread to a good sort of 60 centimetres. It'll take a little while to get there. It'll take a couple of years to get there.
Okay.
But it sort of grows relatively quickly, but it can spread to the size of a dustbin lid. And you can then...
One of those?
Yeah, that.
And I'm getting, how many am I getting? 24. Hello, Sean.
There he is in his garden. That's his phlox behind. That's one plant behind that.
What?
Now, that's what will happen. It won't happen in your first year, but it will establish and get to that.
Well, bearing in mind, I know it takes time to establish. Sean's only been in that house 3 years.
3 years.
So already.
Yeah, and we don't know if he planted those in his first year or not. So I think certainly within a year or two, you'll get there. Now, the thing is, if you don't... So I like what he's done there, next to that kind of gravel pathway. That's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And look how it's sort of creeping out over. Love that, because it just sort of softens the edges of those borders. But if you want the sharp lines of those borders, you can just cut around this. So you can make it smaller. You can maintain the shape of it. You don't need to let it spread out into there. Works brilliantly at the front of borders, softening those edges of borders. It flowers prolifically, and in springtime, it just gets covered in those beautiful flowers.
Great.
And you've got a range of them in there. You've got single colour, you've got bi-colour in there. Lovely kind of pinks and pastel shades going on. And it reliably comes back for you in springtime every year, April and May time. That is what you are going to get.
What a great purchase this is going to be.
All you need to do is clip it back, so a bit lightly after pruning, after flowering. Once the flowers are finished, just take, like, I don't know, some shears or secateurs, probably smaller shears would work better, and give it a trim. And then what I'll do is make that. He's taking the mickey out of me.
Doing that?
I was doing that. That's my impression of shears.
Yeah.
Give it a little prune, and what that means is that the foliage will be really dense, but it'll encourage the flowers, so you'll get a better flower display the next year.
It's better than 50% off. So if you want to go for yours, 24 of them, details are on the screen. You're saving $14.99, 480-533 right there. Brown-eyed girl. Now, if you want value for money, like if you're thinking, no, I'm going to order flower per bulb per pence, you're in a very good position here. This is another outstanding item for that, isn't it?
Yeah, the brown-eyed girl. This is going to give hundreds, nay, thousands of flowers potentially over the summer season. These are incredible, and there is a bit of a secret to success for this, okay? This is a sterile plant. All a plant ever wants to do is set seed. That is its only purpose in life. I need to set seed, I need to set seed. That's why we encourage deadheading, because you're stopping the plant from doing that. If you stop the plant from setting seed, it'll throw up another flower. And another flower, and another flower. This has been bred as a sterile plant, so it just keeps flowering.
Keeps throwing them out there.
Just keeps flowering. It can't set seed, so it's like, oh, I need to produce another flower. So another flower comes
up. That's all it does.
And another flower comes up, and hundreds of them over the summer months will come up for you. June, July, I mean, it's in flower now. We're in May. So through May, June, July, August, September, and into October, right the way through to those first frosts. It will arrive in flower. There will be flowers, there will be buds, and it will just keep flowering. Keep deadheading, keep cutting those flowers. There'll be so many on here, you'll be able to create gorgeous posies and vase displays indoors, and that will then encourage even more flowers. You'll change over your sunflower flower display indoors every single week with this plant. It was a 2018 Chelsea Flower Show finalist as well. It won third place, I believe, in the the Flower of the Year award that they do, and that was in 2018. And the competition for that is incredible. So I don't care that it didn't win first place.
Chelsea this weekend or next weekend?
No, it's this week. It's happening right now. Yeah, I'm so sad. It lasts for the week, so it goes Monday through. I know it was Members' Day Monday and Tuesday. And then it carries on. I think it's open to the public now. Because
my friends at display there, they sent us pictures yesterday being
Is
like...
it this week or next week? Am I lying?
It must be next week.
No, I think it's next week. Sorry, yes, it's next week. Apologies.
They're late otherwise.
Yeah.
They're packing up the van, driving down. Toot, toot. Fabulous. Brown-eyed girl, here we go. 560541. So we're getting hold of that. Now, obviously, sure, we talk a lot about him. You see him on the pictures of everything. You're normally here with him.
Yes, indeed.
And occasionally he gets released. He likes to, like this, spreading his seed all around the nursery. That's okay to say. Yes, it is, absolutely. Here's Sean with the sunflowers.
Well, I was just walking around the gorgeous nursery and I came across these. These are the Helianthus, known as the sunbelievable brown-eyed girl. And I've just done a little count. Each shelf was about 20, and there's 4 shelves, so 80 on a trolley, and I've counted over 30 trolleys. So there must be 2,500 of these waiting to find a home right now, and they're absolutely stunning. And I love to see the quality, because as I look along the shelf, every one of these is pretty much identical. So they're all really big, healthy plants in the 3-litre pots. They're all covered in flowers. I'll be honest, those in the premium position, top shelf, they're all coming out in flower. These ones down here a little bit further behind, but I promise you, whichever one you get, it will be really well established. And this is the sunflower that keeps on flowering. Most sunflowers that I've ever grown, you get the flowers and then they start to produce seeds, they go over and that's it. This will produce potentially hundreds of flowers all summer long. The reason being, it's a sterile plant, so it doesn't produce seeds, so it just keeps flowering and flowering and flowering. It's absolutely glorious. And if you'd like one of the 2,500, it's a lot of plants, isn't it? But don't forget to place your order, because I know you're going to love it. And it is unbelievable, and it's called Sunbelievable.
There he is, time of his life.
He's having a look. It was a gorgeous sunny day. We did exactly the same yesterday. Me and Stu, we went out, we had a little wander around the nursery, and we found loads of them all on, I mean, they were on the trolleys like that as well. They look incredible, they really do.
Love that. So get hold of yours, 560541. You've been emailing in and commenting and posting and saying all sorts. Linda, who was asking about how to send photos. Linda, thank you so much for persevering. Obviously, it was the email address, wasn't it? ygtv@yougarden.com. These are Linda's pictures that she was sending through.
Oh, my word!
What is that?
That's a ceanothus, and that is a ceanothus and a half.
Wow, Linda.
Wow. That is beautiful. And the big hosta in the... Oh, Linda. And you've got the Peruvian, you've got the Scylla peruviana in the front there, look. Wow. All your hostas are looking amazing. Do you use Strulch, Linda, or do you use one of the other
Do you Strulch, Linda?
I know there's lots of techniques. Strulch I love, but maybe you've got another one. Linda.
That is worth the wait. Thank you ever so much.
That is gorgeous. That must be years old.
Is there water in that bird bath?
Probably. Don't know, can't see from here.
Could be. Well, no, I'm just thinking about the water lily could just sit in there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
that is gorgeous, Linda. Thank you for sending that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Linda, for
really
persevering
beautiful.
with that. Of course, you can still say hi on the feeds, whether it's on YouTube or whether it is via Facebook. Ian wanted to see... Oh, Betty's off again. Ian's Aces.
Ian, yeah, I love that.
Those colours are great.
The red and the green together, that is just a marriage made in heaven, isn't it? They are beautiful. Oh, I'm in love. You know how much I love Aces. Even just looking at pictures of other people's acers, it makes me
it
really
makes you
happy.
Yeah, you have time of your life over there.
Honestly, it just makes me so happy. I love an acer. They're beautiful. Thank you, Ian.
Ian, appreciate that. Thank you ever so much. Hope everyone that's ordering today get hold of the offer code YGTV2024. I'm going to go for a load of item numbers. When you're checking out, of course, we've got that free gift, haven't we?
Yeah, the 10 majestic lily
Here they
bulbs.
are. This is what they're going to become.
Yes, indeed.
You can also get hold of this. Here we go. All the housework done. Everything happens under that promo code, right?
It does indeed. You have to put the promo code in whenever you place an order. That's what unlocks the deals. If there's a saving on an item, like that one, £5 saving, it's unlocked by entering that code. Buy one, get one free. That's where you get your freebies. That's where you get your free gift. That's where we access the free postage over 40. Just always put the free code in.
Rightio, let's recap various item numbers for you. That big rhododendron, that beautiful big red bloom, right in front of me, right here. Here we go. 511096. Get hold of yours. Should be £20. It's not. £5 off for everybody. Club members, $13.49 for your rhododendron. Next up are the mini gold, which is an awful lot of flower for $9.99. Club price, that's very good, Stu. The smallest thing about it is the price. Absolutely, $8.99 in the club. 510998 to get hold of your mini gold. 510998. Clematis is coming up next. Mrs. N. Thompson, the 3 pots there for you, $13.47. Yeah, as Bex was saying, that beautiful like tiger stripe through the middle. It's almost like indigo-esque elements, isn't it? And then with that stripe going through, a really deep purple, then even more reds and shots of yellow coming through. It's very hard. Absolutely beautiful, the Clematis. 550350. Trailing, growing up your towers, whatever you'd rather do. Quercifolia, is that what you said? Oh, here we go, the hydrangeas, the Tara. Green to white to green. 511496, and look at the foliage change colour as well from green to this beautiful, almost like a fire red in there, divine. 511 even, don't make it up, 496, that's for Tara. We then move on to Veronica. And it's a double up deal. Okay, so you can order one for $8.99. You can order two for $14.98. The discount club price, by the way, is obviously 10% off for club members. There's not enough space and room in the world to put every single club price on every single thing. So that double up of two for $14.98 will go down to $13.49. All you need to be is be a club member. It'll all happen for you in front of your eyes. 560639. We'll get you one of those. If you want to get two, that's where that extra discount on top of the original discount comes into play. And then we just saw it, the brown-eyed girl, the sunbelievable. Hundreds of beautiful flowers in a pot, on the floor, whatever you'd rather do. Beautiful, isn't it? $13.49, 560541. Well done, everybody. You've got plenty of time to check out your baskets. You can check out after the hour if you want to. We've still got an hour of being live. The next time we're live after this is, of course, on Sunday from 10 till 2. There's all sorts of stuff going on QVC between then as well, so keep an eye on their gardening schedule. But we're going to continue on with our favourites. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. Margaret emailed in about the Indian summer, saying she had this last year, didn't know they're perennial, so she pulled them up in October. Do you think she pulled them up and put them? Where'd she put them?
She'll have thrown them away.
Was she?
Chucked them. Margaret, bless you. I mean, I've done exactly the same thing in the past as well. So never mind. We are here.
We live and learn.
We live and learn. We are here to help. Obviously, you're going to be able to take advantage of our club prices and savings and replace these, and then don't throw them away.
Don't throw them away.
Don't throw them away.
Don't throw what away? What are we talking about?
Right, we're talking about our alstroemeria, and these are incredible. They're really, really beautiful. Not just because you've got some gorgeous flowers here, lovely, hot, fiery. I mean, the colours are incredible, aren't they?
Yep.
They're just beautiful. They're quite tropical looking as well. But what I adore about this plant is that you've got some really dark foliage on here as well. You can sort of see it from the young plants. It's quite green at the moment, but as it grows and matures, you're going to get some really dark, kind of moody looking foliage there, which is the perfect backdrop for these bright coloured flowers here. It's going to make them stand out even more than they would against a sort of mid-green colour.
Wow.
That's exactly what we're creating here. Really distinctive tiger stripes that you've got on those flowers as well. Really, really beautiful and quite easy to look after. Part shade is actually probably the best position for these rather than a full sun. They can cope with a full sun, but I think they'd be better off in a part shade position. You could grow these in pots quite happily. They don't get too big. We're talking maybe a couple of feet by a couple of feet.
Okay.
And they will flower for you right the way through from June sort of through to October. You'll get flushes of those flowers. It does transition you into the autumn months, which is what most people love alstroemeria for. Obviously, they're gorgeous showy flowers, but being able to transition into autumn when a lot of summer bedding and stuff has faded and gone over, your alstroemeria is still looking absolutely incredible. You can use them as cut flowers as well, though the top tip here is to not cut the flower. This is pluck it from the base.
Oh, yeah, you were saying. Yeah.
Philip, wasn't it, who confirmed this for us?
Yes, it was.
If you pluck them, it encourages the rhizome underneath the ground to produce more. If you cut, it doesn't do that.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Which is fascinating, isn't it? You wouldn't necessarily instantly know that either, would you? It's not something you'd just know from years of... I've been a gardener for ages. I know that. You wouldn't know that.
That's people passing on top tips. That's what life's all about, isn't it?
I love that. Love that. So, yeah, really easy to grow, really low maintenance. Will come back for you. It's hardy to about -5, -7 maybe. So I think in most areas of the country, probably going to be fine. But... always get into the habit of doing it. Get yourself some Strulch, because it has multiple uses. Slugs and snails, they don't like it. In fact, I'm sure slugs and snails like baby growth on alstroemeria. I'm sure that's one of the ones they like.
Does that ring a bell with you?
It does ring a bell.
Okay.
They certainly like fresh new foliage on a lot of plants. But if you put Strulch around there, what it'll do is create a nice little duvet. It'll give you that winter protection in the winter anyway. So even with hardy plants, it's a really good exercise to get into. Just mulch everything.
They are whopping plugs as well.
are.
They are the jumbos. If I grab a non-jumbo, and of course it's just whatever that flower requires. Look at that.
Check it out. Yeah, that's the difference.
Jumbo.
So jumbo plug is still a plug plant. It's just been grown on that little bit more by our expert growers so that it can reach you in a real, true garden-ready state. They do grow quite quickly as well. You know, you'll get really good displays this year, and then obviously as time passes, you'll get even bigger and better
already
displays.
like this whole favourites table, everything's growing on here, literally from 24 hours ago.
Yeah, day to
it's
day.
ridiculous.
Every magic point of the year, it is. Longer days, warmer weather, the ground is warming up nicely as well. So plants do rump away now.
We're not far away from the longest day of the year, are we not?
I know. It always seems to come around quite quickly, doesn't it?
It's going to be night time again.
It comes around early.
Yeah. Here we go. 4802-553 of your jumbo plugs in there. The one that's made me say that is the Verbena here, the quartz mix, because there were some flowers on here yesterday, absolutely, but the whites coming through down here, I don't think they were there, maybe even a pink. One of them was.
I don't remember seeing as many buds either.
No.
Like that's a little cluster there of buds. That's another little cluster there. Another one there. Another one over here. I don't remember seeing as many clusters of buds.
Up there, can't you? Literally, come Sunday, if these are on Sunday,
they're going to be open.
This is worth remembering. This.
Yeah.
Is it you and Sean on Sunday?
It's me and Adam on Sunday.
Hey.
Sean has got a very special thing happening on Sunday,
Cool.
which I think he's there today, isn't he? Stu, will you check?
TSV.
I don't know if he's there today. No, because I'm sure he's doing a QVC style show. Either was it yesterday? I can't remember. Maybe it's today. Stu, check the calendar for me. But the thing I want to tell you about, more importantly, is that actually Sean.
Yeah, go on.
Sean is going to be at QVC on Sunday. A lot of you will already know we work with one of the leading shopping channel in the country, and that is QVC. So both Sean and I go and do some shows, but he is going to be there on Sunday. It's a TSV. We've got one of the big ones. It's the Today's Special Value. It's launching at 9 p.m. on Sunday night, and it runs all the way through into Monday as well. Am I allowed to say what it is? Am I?
You tell him. Well, I've got no say in it.
It's in association with Harkness Roses, let me say that much.
What's that? I don't know why we're doing that, but
it's
I like
exciting. It's exciting.
Good.
So yeah, if you are a QVC shopper, a QVC viewer, and you want to go and have a little watch of Sean on Sunday, he will be there at 9 o'clock on Sunday night.
But you know what they haven't got? An offer code.
No, they haven't. They don't have our offer code.
That's why you come here, right? YGTV 2024, away you go. 10 majestic lily bulbs being in that order for free.
Yeah, absolutely. We give you a free gift. I mean, I know a lot of you will go and shop on QVC. A lot of you come and shop here as well. It's entirely up to you what you do. What we give you is a free gift included in our in any order that you place, which I think is fantastic. Love a freebie.
Did we cover Verbena? We did. Yeah, we did. We talked about the flowers.
Well, we only really talked about flower buds and stuff. Yeah, you're going to get 20 of these garden ready plugs. I'm just going to turn that around so you can see the pods that they are in. So they're packs of 10. These are actually together, but you can separate those. But that's the pack that we are talking about. They're garden ready. I'm going to take this pink one out because I haven't had that one out.
This very well 100. Can I help at all?
No, it's good.
Nope.
I'm used to it. So yeah, I'm used to doing everything myself.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
No, these are really, really healthy. These are garden ready. That is just a larger plug plant. Garden ready says what it does. It's garden ready. Does what it says.
Says what it does.
It's garden ready. You can plant this out.
Stop saying garden ready. Is it garden ready? What does that mean?
Really nice, strong
ready
root system on there. Nice white fibrous root system. And what you get from these are gorgeous, colourful, strong, easy to grow summer flowering plants. Tops of hanging baskets, borders, pots. It really doesn't matter where you put these. They're nice and compact as well. So they go to about 25 centimetres in height. They'll spread by about 35 centimetres. So multiply out that out by the 20 plants that you are getting, and that is a lot of colour for you. I mean, they're in flower now, and they'll keep going right the way through to September, maybe even into October, depending on the frost levels in your area. Just an absolute winner. Bi-colour, single colours included in there, and I love how they open, a bit like the Scilla peruviana, the Caribbean lily.
Right.
They sort of open, and you can see it from this. They open from the out in.
Oh yeah, from the edges.
And I think that's really quite pretty.
That's cool, isn't it?
I like the way that opens.
Looks quite pretty, actually.
It does look quite pretty, actually. Quite pretty, actually.
It's quite pretty, actually.
It is.
410077 is exactly that. Can we talk eat and mess, please?
Yes, please. I'm hungry. Is it lunchtime? Yeah, it's lunchtime.
It is lunchtime. I want to get some sort of takeaway for lunch. I can't
because
wait.
we talked about Chinese.
Yeah.
Chip shop.
Yeah, I could do chip shop.
Fish and chip shop.
Chip shop.
Chip shop. Yeah, loads of chip shops over there.
Couldn't I?
Oh, pizza.
Because no one gets takeaway at lunchtime, do you? Really? I mean, it's more of a tea time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually.
Nice burger.
I was going to skip McDonald's.
You just go to McDonald's. I might just go to McDonald's.
I'll just stop at whatever it's called, that
Greg's.
pub on the way home.
Go Greg's.
Tulips, whatever it's called. Just stop there and just have a beef eater. You know what I mean? Just on my own.
I've got a.
Might do that.
I've got a bagel with some cream cheese on for my lunch.
Just down there, isn't it?
Yeah. And a packet of crisps.
What flavour crisps?
I have no idea. Probably meaty.
Oh, really?
Probably.
Don't think anyone expected that to be the answer, did they? Salt and vinegar. Probably meaty. Is your bagel meaty?
No, it's just got cream cheese on it.
Ah.
It's a bit boring.
Nothing more of that?
Alwyn's got an order on the way. It's 3 stops away.
Oh, I love that.
Alwyn.
Let's talk about, I know we're talking eat and mess, but we haven't mentioned that today or yesterday,
I love
actually.
this.
The delivery method, you are kept up to date all the time.
Yes. I love that.
Go on. Yes, you are. Goodbye.
No, I love it, and we love counting down with you. That's why Alwyn has let us know, because we love seeing that countdown. So, you get it's 11 stops away. It's now 8 stops away. It's now 7 stops away, and I love it when that happens. So, Alwyn, we've still got about 50 minutes left.
Let us know.
Keep us informed. Let us know what's in your order. Let us know what you get when it arrives. It's exciting.
That's so cool. Anyway, right, eat and mess. Here we go. You haven't got to put these in hanging baskets.
No, these.
But we're obviously, it's a lovely thing that you can. Not every flower can go to like this one can. So that's kind of where we go. Exactly
that. So you can create your own gorgeous hanging basket display using this particular mix here. Because what we've done is put together the right mix of flowers. Now, You don't have to put them in hanging baskets. You could get a pot. These could happily work in a pot. They'll gently tumble and trail over the edges of the pot.
Yeah.
Or a window box, something like that. They will do that. You could even split them up and plant them in various different places if you want to. But the idea behind this is that it's a carefully curated selection. It's been trialled, it's been tested so that you've got the perfect mix of plants. The perfect mix being the colour mix. The perfect mix being the size and shape of each of those flowers. The perfect mix being that you've got some trailing aspects or some more upright aspects in there. And that can be really tricky to know what to put together.
What?
If you were putting together a hanging basket...
You would not like it.
So I'm taking you to the garden centre.
Let's go.
I'm going to take you to the summer bedding bit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, right, pick...
What goes together?
Three different types of plants. And we're going to make a hanging basket from it. Would you have a clue?
No. I'd purely be like, what's my favourite colour?
Yeah.
Away you go, which could easily be the difference between these two. But I get what you're saying. Things that actually like to be in the same place.
That like to be together, that work well together, that means that you're going to be, the envy of your neighbours. It means you're going to have that gorgeous sort of designer-looking hanging basket or pot or something like that. Even if, Dan, you would admittedly say, I don't know much about gardening.
I know nothing about anything we're talking about.
And I know a lot of you out there might know this already. I know a fair amount about gardening, but I don't always know how to put together that perfectly classically curated collection of flowers. That's what we've got here with the Eton Mess Mix. The gorgeous mixtures of those colours, those raspberries, those pinks, those purples, the Calabricoa, the pink morning in there, the Verbena, the Samira, and the Petunia Pegasus purple, all in that greenhouse coming to you.
So if you do know what you're talking about or you don't know what you're talking about, it doesn't matter. Everybody can absolutely enjoy all of these. 400-759. Let's talk purely on colours then. If you love those lovely pinks and purple strains, there you go. If you want your other purples or maybe straying on like a blue-esque and your yellows, we go sherbet lemon.
Sherbet lemon, which Stu is telling me is kind of giving the alstroemeria a bit of a run for its money. Indian summer alstroemeria has been the most popular plant on the show yesterday and today, but the sherbet lemon is hot in...
More favourable than the Eton Mess this show.
Apparently so, yes.
I mean, who knows? They're 50-50. They're the same price. It makes no difference whatsoever. Then it's purely... what does it look like?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a variety in there that you absolutely adore, but really, it's what do they look like? Yeah, I love the sherbet lemon.
I think it's beautiful, yeah. You've got
yellow and the purple, there's a contrast. I know there's lots of same families.
Yeah.
There's a contrast in it.
Yeah, you've got the beautiful purple contrasting against that gorgeous yellow, and then you've got the white in there that really just kind of marries it all up together. Again, it's a similar story to the Eton Mess. Carefully selected, trialled, tested to make sure that you've got the right combination of colours, flower sizes, shapes, upright, trailing, so that you get the absolute perfect display. It's all about getting that kind of designer look, very, very simple, nice and easy. All the hard work has been done for you. You just get that pack home, or 2 packs of those home if you want the kind of symmetry of your hanging baskets, and then plant those into your hanging baskets. If you haven't got the easy fills, our easy fill hanging baskets, I genuinely do recommend those, but it's the last hanging basket you'll have to buy. They're brilliant. They're on our website. Have a little look. But yeah, you've got in there the Bidens, you've got the lobelia, you've got that gorgeous Verbena, all working in harmony together, just like us.
Just like us. I think you'd be this one.
Probably.
Pretty in pink. You're in pink right now. What a mess.
What a mess. She's a hot mess. Not even that hot. She's just a mess.
The descriptive term of hot mess is just, like we were saying yesterday, dank.
Yes.
Hot mess is just...
It's very descriptive.
Oh, the English language. We love you. Sherbet lemons, so there you go, 400-762 to get hold of all of them. They're the same price as Eton Mess. I think it's his personal choice, or maybe there's a variety in there they absolutely adore. But let's continue on then and go back to our phlox side of things, which again is hugely interesting. The difference in the shape of the flower in its own right can start there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's something really interesting about these flowers as well, because it's called the scented night phlox, and that is because the scent actually gets more stronger. Great English there.
More stronger.
Gets much stronger in the evening.
Biggerer.
Biggerer, massiver. In actual fact, during the daytime, in the heat of the day, the flowers will close. And I love that you can see on the picture. That is really pretty and interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then as the evening comes, they will start to open and then release their scent. The kind of science behind that is that their most important pollinators will be nighttime pollinators like moths and things. Still incredibly attractive to bees and butterflies, your daytime pollinators as well. But those plants that are more centred at nighttime, it's because they have nighttime pollinators, which is just super interesting, isn't it, when you understand the kind of biology behind it all. You get lovely kind of dense foliage there. It doesn't get massive in height, about 25 centimetres, but it's going to spread by a good couple of feet as well. So a bit like the other phlox, this will spread and creep too. This one, however, does need to be protected from frost. It is perennial, it is evergreen, but it is best to plant it in pots because it's not as reliably hardy. Maybe in milder areas you would get away with it, leaving it out, but if you're worried about that, keep it in a pot and then you can easily overwinter. The foliage, the lovely compact foliage, does get covered in these gorgeous flowers. As we say, they open up at night time, and it will transform your garden with them. It's one of the most fragrant scents. It really is. That's like bonkers. A honey
red on
vanilla.
The outside, yeah. Red on the outside and white on the inside. Looks like two different complete species,
doesn't it? It's really interesting. I think it's really gorgeous. Easy to look out. So this is a summer flowering thing for you. So June to August, I think, is where you're going to get those flowers coming out. They are jumbo plugs, so these are really been potted on, ready to get to you for you to plant out in your gardens. Big tip here is don't let your pots dry out in the summer, as the stems tend to become quite woody. So do make sure you keep these well watered. And all you need to do is a bit of a prune back after flowering, and that'll help to encourage, if you are overwintering, so that you get those best displays next year.
$8.99 in the club. That is all for all three. 480-460. There you go. That is the end of our favourites table. Oh, let's do that right now, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's give you a chance, obviously, a window for you to check out your basket. Still got time for you to email in any questions. Do you want to say hello? Maybe you're watching for the first time, watching all the time. Email address is on the bottom of the screen, or, of course, in the feeds. Right on YouTube, you can comment there. Facebook is where I watch and I comment. There's loads of people chatting to each other in there, which is delightful. Who's chatting about their dogs?
Everyone, apparently. They're all having a lovely chat about their dogs. I love that. I'm a big dog fan. I'm a pet fan, so why not?
We like animals. We
love them.
In this show alone, we've seen the tortoises,
yeah, Turtle Sanctuary.
There was carp in the background.
Yeah, we've got the fish.
There were dog pictures being sent in yesterday, weren't there?
There was. We had Faith, who got sent in yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Lovely.
Your dog made an appearance, my dog made an appearance.
I love seeing your garden pictures, and you do get bonus points if you've got a little furry garden helper in the picture as well.
Shall I send it under there? I'm going to send you footage. I've got a picture where Barney picked up a snail yesterday.
Nice.
It was just
Did he eat it?
No. Oh. He was just walking on the path, saw it straight away, was like, where can we put this?
Oh, because he wanted to look after it.
Yeah, so I was like, let's put it.
Good boy.
Let's put it in the nearest green thing we saw.
Yeah. Someone's garden. There you go, have a snail. Here, put that in someone's hostas.
Yeah, I thought about it earlier because of obviously the Strulch is on the show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't like snails. I'll find that picture under this and send that in. Why not? Anyway, more importantly, if you want to get the most out of your plants that you're growing here, the professional compost is the one.
Absolutely.
Right. Here's some from head gardener Peter and, of course, Sean, who adore it, explaining why it's the most popular item here, whilst you press checkout or write to us, whatever you'd rather.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. So I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, there's slow-release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow-release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see that there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic. So, and plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in. But most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's, what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. They grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the well, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
There we go. The professional. We're stood right here like we're they.
Spooky. So you're Sean, I'm Peter in that sense then. Okay, good.
Backs.
Yes and yes.
You're Peter.
I do it too. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be Sean. I don't know how to do an impression of Peter.
No.
I wouldn't dare either, in case he's watching.
That's quite right too.
Morning, boss. Afternoon, boss.
Lovely. Right, the compost on the screen, by the way, we're just talking about 100125. Where are you going to put your compost in? Loads of different pots and different plants we've got, or in the ground, after all, a lot of people do.
Absolutely, yep.
We've got these pots on the show, though.
Yeah, these are the Laval planters. Now, these come as a twin pack, but it is a double-up deal. So if you put 2 into your basket, you'll get 4, because it's a twin pack.
Clear as.
That makes sense, right? So 2 twin packs is 4.
Yeah.
But then it works out at £5 per pot in the double-up deal. So it's definitely well worth going for it. Obviously, if you just go for the twin pack, it's £7.50 each.
Yep.
In the double-up deal, £5 each. Brilliant. What I adore about our pots is that they are made from plastic. These are made from UV-stabilised, frost-resistant plastic. That means that these will not go horribly brittle over the years, which some of the cheaper plastic pots, that will happen to, unfortunately. But they're lightweight as well, which means that they're much easier for you to be able to move around your garden. They're a perfect size as well, 26 diameter here. So these are great for a variety of different things. Like if you've got your Eton mess, for example, or your sherbet lemons, you could, they don't have to go in baskets, they can go in pots. And you could probably, you could split 1 packet of either of those between these 2 pots, and that will create a gorgeous display. 6 in each, I think that'll be plenty, because obviously they'll fill out, and that will look absolutely gorgeous. So that's a really good idea for those. But you could grow bulbs in here. You could put, I'm just trying to think, maybe your little lavender that we've got in there. You could put the speedwell in here. There's so many things that you could put into these pots because they are a perfect size.
The colour is great, by the way.
It's a beautiful colour.
It's really, really neutral. It really blends into your garden, but stands out in the fact that they are decorative. This isn't a heavy-duty pot. So there's
definitely.
that lovely sort of wave, vertical wave of a finish. Almost looks like a magic eye thing, doesn't it? 130595. So very, very pretty. There's a little decorative to it, but nothing that's going to take away from the flower in it.
Yeah, definitely. And I've just picked up the geranium storm cloud because I think the grey of that pot, the dark coloured geranium storm cloud foliage, and then those beautiful flowers that come out the top of here, those two would be an absolutely incredible display. You could go for your Indian summer, actually. Yeah, you could probably put an Indian summer in there. I mean, it might... Yeah, for the first year, you'll be fine. I think you might want to put it because it gets 60 by 60. So I don't know. I mean, look, your geranium will spread as well by 60. So to be fair, yeah, you could probably put both of these in here.
Look at that root, by the way.
I know. Look at it. It's amazing.
Oh, bring you with me. Here
anyway,
we go. Put you back where I found you.
Twin pack of those, double up deal available. So if you put 2 in your basket and you enter our offer code, that is where the magic happens. With a double up, you must put 2 in your basket. We don't do that for you, so you put 2 in. Enter the code YGTV2024 and look, there's your savings.
Ta-da! And your Majestic Lily collection goes in there too, and anything else in the world that's going on will also be in there. That might be an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. In our YouGarden world. So if you want to go for these, 130595, your item number, you're paying for 2. And if you just want 2, just get 2. But if you want to double up for that, for basically £5 more, you absolutely can do. Right, friends, let's go this way, because we have got half an hour left of the live show. By all means, check out afterwards, absolutely. There's more live shows coming up on Sunday. You can watch overnight if you want to. You know, you can rewatch everything you wish to. But we love the live chats because that's the most interactive time, right? Because other people are watching us live. So any questions or chatting about dogs or whatever you want to do. I bet there's people in the chat on Facebook particularly who don't know each other purely apart from that chat.
Yeah, definitely. And often Stuart tells us, and I always try and go on after the shows are finished and have a little look at the messages and things. But a lot of the time they're just chatting away amongst themselves, which I love. It's about bringing this lovely community together. We love it, and we love that you're enjoying that as well.
We do. What was that? Eleanor says... Was it Eleanor?
Yeah.
Her garden's going to look wild this year because she's thrown her back out.
Oh, Eleanor, I'm so sorry. I hope you're resting. Yes, she did say the other week that she'd done a load of weeding and she'd hurt her back.
Take it easy.
Eleanor, take it easy. Rest up. Be careful.
Obviously get well soon, Eleanor, but Olwyn's parcel has arrived.
Yes!
She's Fire Queen.
Lovely. Well done, Olwyn.
This is what Olwyn's got.
Fabulous.
Now, Olwyn, it'd be really interesting. I know you've got other stuff to do in your life. Take a photo of it right now of what it looks like arrived compared to one that we've got straight from the nursery. Yours has gone to wherever you are in the world, and see what it looks like. We'd love to see that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
We'd love to see that. Elaine has also emailed in saying her phlox. Which one, do we know?
I imagine it'll be the nighttime. It'll be the carpet phlox, this one.
Oh, down here.
I imagine it'll be this one, because we've only just brought the night phlox in this week, so I imagine it'll be this one.
There we go. So thank you for that, Elaine. And Neil in the chat is teaching everyone how to check their order status on their account.
Well done, Neil.
Go team!
Well done, Neil.
That's what it's
Love
all
that.
about.
It is all about that.
Right. Hawaiian flair is on the screen.
Yes, Biden's Hawaiian flair. It's not a president's party.
No? Could be.
It could be. No, I think he's probably working quite hard right now, isn't he?
I expect so. What's he up to nowadays?
Biden's Hawaiian flair, you can see why, can't you? I mean, those gorgeous hot colour schemes that you've got included in here. And it does flare because this just flowers. Flowers, 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 all the way through summer, right the way through to October. Proper flower power we're talking about here. The foliage gets kind of smothered in these gorgeous flowers. They are very standout. They've got these gorgeous intricate centres on them. Nice long stems, so that bushy foliage at the bottom, and then strong stems with the flowers rising up above the top. They're the perfect sort of contrast if you'd like to sort of pastel colours in your garden, or if you've got the hot colour schemes. I know some people like to colour scheme their garden. This would be great if you've got those fiery hot colour schemes going on. It does have the Royal Horticultural Society's badge of perfect for pollinators. So if you are doing a pollinator-friendly garden, if you want to invite more pollinators into your garden, this would be a great one because the pollinators are going to absolutely adore it. The thing that it's going to require, though, is a full sun position. I wouldn't try and shoehorn this into a sort of part shady or a shady position at all. It's going to need as much sun as you can possibly give it, and that will then reward you with all of those gorgeous flowers.
There you go, 400551 if you want to get all the Biden side of things. The hibiscus collection, this chiffon, it's a perfect name for the look of the fabric of that flower, isn't it? We weren't going to necessarily show it, but you've been asking to see, so here we are.
Yeah, the chiffon collection is incredible, and this is actually a hardy type, or 3 hardy types of the hibiscus. There are tender varieties of hibiscus, ones that need that extra winter protection, but this isn't. This is winter hardy, and that colour is incredible. I love that colour. I mean, I love all of them, but that colour in particular really speaks to me. I love kind of blues and purples.
It's like a Parma violet.
I love it so much. Yeah, this is winter hardy, but down to -10, so again, most areas of the country, this is going to be absolutely fine. It will have our lifetime guarantee as well, so you don't need to worry about that. If it fails to thrive in your garden, we will replace it for you free of charge. Just you're covering any postage cost, that's it, but we will replace it for its lifetime, which is fantastic. They are neat and tidy shrubs as well. They can get to a good sort of metre and a half in height. They're spread by a metre and a half as well, but they seem to naturally grow in this gorgeous kind of compact goblet shape. Minimal pruning required here. You probably wouldn't, you'd prune back to within 2 to 3 buds, prune back 2 or 3 buds, and that will help to encourage larger flowers. If you don't do any pruning, you'll still get flowers, but they will be smaller.
Okay.
So if you want to get those larger blooms, you might want to think about doing that pruning. And it does flower on flowers on current growth.
Okay.
So you're going to prune back in early spring would be the best time to maintain that shape. Yeah, there's buds on there for sure. Those are flower buds that are going to come through. And these are going to, June to October, this is where they flower. And a bit like your alstroemeria, this is a great transitional one. Mm-hmm. Because, again, when some things are starting to fade and you haven't got that glorious rainbow of colour over the summer, that's when this is still looking absolutely incredible. Chiffon, as you said, Dan, chiffon is to do with the double flowering that you've got there. Other hibiscus, you don't get that double flower, you don't get that extra layer of interest. But with the chiffon, that's exactly what you get here. UK bred. That's it. That's all I've got to tell you. Tough, hardy, easy to grow. Boom.
You get 3 of them in the 9-centimetre pots. 511167. We will come back to that potentially, but we haven't got much time left, so we must crack on with the Geranium Fire Queen, of which Olwyn got delivered of. This feels like the most interactive we could possibly be.
I know, it's really good, isn't it?
So brand new today. Oh, I might order that. Why not? And someone 3 minutes ago got it delivered to their door. Like, that's crazy timing, isn't it? But Olwyn, thank you for keeping us in the loop. I hope you take a photo of what it looks like. Maybe it looks like this. Maybe it's growing on a bit more. Don't know. Might be. It's all in the same batch, isn't it?
It depends which variety she's got. Because obviously we did them as plugs, which are the ones that I got, and I grew them on in my greenhouse. They grew really, really quickly. These are slightly bigger than the ones that I got, because I got the small plug plants.
Okay.
These are garden-ready plugs, so these have been grown on that little bit more. Really strong, really healthy, really nice root system on the bottom there, nice white fibrous roots. Love the zonal leaves that you've got on this particular variety of geranium. I think that just adds that lovely layer of interest on there, and then you get these flowers rising up out of them. This is my front door. I did this little video yesterday. Got those Diablo round planters at the back. I put some lobelia in the top there. That's a white trailing variety. Around my tall cypress conifers there, and I just think of course I think it looks amazing.
It does look amazing. Quite right too.
It is going to look incredible though, isn't it? Look how many flowers are on there already.
Yeah.
There's new flower spikes coming up. It's going to flower right the way through. These are incredible. They go right the way through from May all the way through to November. They do want a sunny position, so I'm slightly concerned because I've got a northeast facing front door, so it's not the sunniest of positions.
Okay.
I think I might be moving these later on. I don't think they're going to get quite enough sunshine. Indeed.
Up you come, off
but
we go.
I've got that lovely kind of display around the bottom, and that display up at the top there. It's up to you what you want to do with them. I've got those lovely little Alhambras. We've obviously got the square Torinos, so you could be doing something similar using the Torinos. Either side of some steps, you could put them into your borders or a nice sunny border, you could put them into the top of hanging baskets. It's entirely up to you what you do with these, but these are a total winner. And the smell of the geranium.
Get me in there.
That for me, I mean, it's quite
each of those pots
strong.
There's one flower, wasn't there?
One flower.
So it could be 20 pots worth.
That just takes me back to my grandma's house. She had a lovely little conservatory, long conservatory on the side, because you can grow these as indoor plants as well, and she used to grow them on her windowsills, nice sunny windowsill, and that smell is so reminiscent of my dear old Nan.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's what it can be all about, isn't it?
Love it.
15, 28 for 20 of them. The details are on the screen. Bit of soil. 410065.
Bit of dirt.
Bit of dirt, don't mind that.
Don't mind.
Let's continue on to our hydrangea if we can. Hello, Tara, we call her. Here we go. And this is the beauty of the, again, I touched on this a little ago, but the delivery system of which, the very first one there looks different to the geraniums here, to then this massive plant being delivered to your door looking exactly like this.
Yeah. So all of the packaging that we've got here, and we have a range of sizes and shapes and, you know, various different things, because obviously if you think about the thousands of products, thousands of plants that we send out, excuse me, every...
Can I hear something to say? We're listening. Anyone?
If you think about the thousands of plants that we send out from our nursery here over the space of the year, we do need to make sure that we've got the right packaging for each and every item. Obviously, we want these things to arrive to you in the best possible condition, and that's why a lot of time, energy, money has been spent on getting that packaging correct. My order that I received a couple of weeks ago, it came in a nice tall box, got some plants in the bottom there, they were well held into place. There's kind of extra supports inside the box to hold that plant in place. Then it came with those, you know, those air pods, those plastic air pods, and that was carefully sort of wrapped around the plant so that whilst it's in transit, it's not being bashed against the sides of the boxes as well. Every part of the packaging is fully recyclable. It can go into your recycling as well, because obviously we are trying to be as environmentally friendly as we can. But you can rest assured that we've spent a lot of time and effort and money, as I say, in making sure that these plants are packaged securely for you. If there is ever a problem, just let us know. We will want to rectify that for you.
Absolutely, quite right. So there you go, 511-496. Sorry, so it's all about the packaging, got carried away there. But again, if you want a hydrangea because of how iconic they are, after all, how large they can possibly get, this one's on its way, isn't it? Then this is where you go.
Well, this one is the mixture of the flowers and the foliage for me. A lot of hydrangeas, we love them just because of the flowers. Yeah, and the foliage is there and it's gorgeous and it's kind of a perfect backdrop. But this one, I think, is incredible. I keep doing voices today, don't I? I think this is incredible for both the foliage and the flowers. Both are absolutely stand out. Those great big densely packed clusters, they're such imposing flowers, and I mean that as positively as I can possibly say it. They're big, they're bold, they're beautiful, and they're densely packed clusters. You get this colour changing thing between the greens and the whites as well, and it's starting now and it will flower through to October for you. It's great to leave those flower heads on over winter as well. It gives lovely winter interest. I used to put my garden to bed at the beginning of autumn. By that I mean I trim everything back and make it all neat and tidy and da-da-da. And then I've realised that no, actually that's not, because then you trimmed it all and there's nothing really interesting to look at. And obviously something like this with a hoar frost on it or snow on it or anything over the winter looks super interesting. Plus, it's a haven for wildlife in the winter months as well. So let your garden be wild in the winter.
Like that?
I love it, yeah, absolutely. So those are the flowers that you get on June through to October time, starting now, but then the foliage is super impressive as well. Massive, great big sort of oak-shaped leaves on here, a variety of colour shades in there as well. So you've got some really nice light greeny ones, but this one's got a kind of bronzy tinge to it as well. You've got a mixture of sort of smaller leaves and then these massive ones as well. That's why I love fatsia so much. Anybody that knows the fatsias out there. And if I hadn't said enough, this one is quite unusual for a hydrangea because it's actually quite drought tolerant in relation to hydrangeas as well. Most hydrangeas we are recommending every time, like make sure you keep it watered, water it well. If you're keeping it in a pot, you really need to keep your eye on it. Even if it's in the border, make sure it doesn't dry out. This one can actually cope with a bit of drought as well. I just want you to imagine this at full size, please, because this can grow to a good sort of 4 feet height. I mean, what's that? That's up to here on...
Well, if you can't do that and then go like that because it moves.
But then you can't see me because I'm behind the boards.
It's true.
Anyway, 4 feet high.
He's about this tall. You can't see. He's about this tall. You can't see. He's this high. You're right.
Imagine that at 4 feet height
How do we get
and
anything done?
spread with all of those leaves, with all of those flowers. It's a
All those
total
big
winner.
heads like all over it.
I want it.
Absolutely divine.
I want it.
Here we go. Rather than £30, it's £10 off. Even more for club members, $17.99. That's for your Hydrangea Tara, 511496. And then we're going to talk about pots in just a second. But the Clematis are also on the show, which works beautifully into the tower pots after all.
Yes, this is a climbing plant. This is the gorgeous Clematis. Stu just said, why is it drooping? Because it's got nothing to climb up.
I want to climb on you.
It needs something to climb up. Clematis is awesome at climbing as well because it creates these sort of tendrils that sort of wrap themselves around anything. It's really, really clever. 3 of these included, really distinctive, unique, unusual and beautiful coloured flowers that you've got on here. It is winter hardy, so not one you need to worry about. Wildlife friendly as well. And it's a relatively compact Clematis as well. So a lot of them get 3-4 metres. This we're thinking maybe 2-2.5 metre climb on here. But it's quite a vigorous grower as well. So it's not like jasmine. So for example, jasmine takes forever to grow. It's a real slow grower. Beautiful, and I've got 2 of them in my garden, but it takes a long time to establish. This will establish super quickly for you.
Well, 550-350 to get hold of yours. So you're thinking, yep, I love what it looks like. I'm well up for that. What am I going to grow it in? Your tower. Grow it on anything. Grow it against the trellis if you want to. Or Bex's tower pots.
I love the tower pots. They're my favourites. Honestly, there are certain things that we bring at YouGarden. The compost, the heavy-duty pots, the tower pots, they are staples, they are winners, they are certainly things that you should have in your garden. Now, if you want to get the Clematis to grow up a fence or over a shed or cover something ugly, maybe you've got one of those gorgeous archways in your garden, brilliant. Yeah, you could totally do that with these. But if you want a self-contained climber for these to grow up, something that you can pick up and take with you. If you're moving house, if you ever move anywhere, you can take it with you. If you want a 360-degree display rather than just a flat-on display, the tower pot is a total winner. We've seen lots of pictures sent to us recently. People have got multiples of these. I am one of those people. I've got 4 already. I've got another one on order coming to me. Anything that climbs, you can grow in here. UV stabilised, frost-resistant plastic. It's not going to crack and break if it falls down.
me.
And it's lightweight for you to move around. Like that. Yeah, so you just click it into place. There's little bits here, and they just click into place. You can get your hands in. Clematis don't need much help in climbing. They do seem to find their own way. Other things, you need to help them. You just need to give them a little helping hand, just push them in the right direction. So you can get your hands in here because you've got these big holes so you can get your hands in. It looks beautiful if you've got a deciduous plant, my wisteria, for example.
Yes.
It looks amazing when it's in full leaf, completely covers this up. You can't even see the cage up the top here. But obviously when it's deciduous and it drops its leaves, this still looks beautiful over the winter time. It's just such a clever system. Now it has a drainage hole at the bottom and it has a little trough, so you might want to leave it like that because it means that you've got you know, a tiny little kind of water reservoir in the bottom there. However, certain plants might require extra drainage. I just drilled a few extra holes in the bottom of mine for those that require the extra drainage. It's up to you, you've got the choice.
Easy peasy. Now you're going to get 1, but if you want 2 in your basket, 30, so under £40 rather than £50. 130461 to get hold of yours. Very, very quickly, don't forget as we walk this way, the pots we were just talking about, which is another double up deal. It's all about that promo code after all, isn't it? YGTV 2024 to get your free bulbs, absolutely, but to trigger things like the double up deal when you're putting more than 1 or 2 in your basket.
That's it, and with a double up deal, make sure you put 2 in your basket. Buy 1, get 1. You only put 1 in your basket and you enter the code and we will put the other one in. With a twin pack, you put both in your basket, enter the code, and we will give you the saving.
There we go, 130595. You're still chatting away in the chat, so we're going to get involved in that because we are part of it. Try and cheek one away in there a little bit. Now then, Strulch, wasn't it, that we were just talking about? That's my Barney.
Oh, look at
this was leaving the childminders, and that little slug, not snail. It's a snail, isn't it? I'm talking about Barnes. That little snail was on the floor. I'm joking,
That little slug picked up the snail.
That little slug picked up the snail, and he was like, and that greenery behind it, that's where that snail ended up. It was maybe going somewhere else, but
he wanted to put it somewhere safe,
I like how
lovely.
it didn't recoil back into its shell straight away. It just stayed out.
It's great when they're that age because they don't care and they're just fascinated and they'll do it. Unfortunately, it passes.
Yeah, I bet.
They get older and they're like, ugh!
There you go. That's my lad Barnes. Thank you, Barnes.
He's a beauty.
Now, Olwyn received her geraniums. Is this Olwyn's picture?
Yeah, those are the garden readies.
Thank you. I really appreciate you playing along.
Look at the quality. Absolutely fantastic. They are going to grow. They're going to romp away.
I love it. Always like, I just want to get my garden and plant, and then they're asking for a picture. Okay, fine, I'll take your picture. Olwyn, thank you ever so much.
Fine.
Fine. Ugh. And now Lawrence has been in touch today. Lawrence, what to show us his patio.
No, that looks amazing.
Lawrence.
There's rosemary growing at the front there, massive rosemary bush, lovely acers. Love that lantern light that you've got there as well. That seating area is incredible. I like the dark tones, like the pots on the left-hand side. They're dark. That's what I want to do. So I want to knock our conservatory down because it's just rubbish. It's probably if you're going to move. Well, I know. Yep, I know. But that's what I want to do. I want that kind of, lovely covered seating area instead of the conservatory. We'd use that more. Would you put some big bifolds on it, or like? Nah. Pull down sheet things? I'd do some slatted woods or something like that. He's got some what? Jimmy's? Oh, our Jimi Hendrix. So those are the Hendrix planters at the back there, and so we called them the Jimmies. Jimmies. For Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I get it. I love your garden. Who's this, sorry? Lawrence. Lawrence, I love your garden. You've got a lovely little bench there, a nice little raised planter, a gorgeous covered seating area. That's really cool. That's a pretty garden. The dark wood is just doing it for me. Yeah, I love it. Really I've still got to paint all my fences. I'm going to do black. I'm going to paint them all black. Yeah, like do it. It's beautiful. Absolutely do it. Stu's asking why I'm posing like this. I'm looking at the screen. She's stretching out those hammies. And actually, I am stretching out. This feels really nice. For those of you that are wondering what we're talking about, that is the TV screen. I did some exercises yesterday morning before I came here to do the YGTV shows. Yep. I did some squats and some curtsy squats and stuff because, summer's coming. Summer's coming. I need to get rid Mama, got to get ready. Got to get rid of the flabby thighs. And now... You don't need to know this. I'm aching. But it's relevant. It is relevant. I'm aching. I'm hurting. You are, aren't you? Really hurting. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like... Where do you want us to go, Stu? Here we go. There's nothing like... Indian summer. The pain of leg day. Nothing like it. The pain of leg day. It is painful. No other day feels the same. I'm going to do it again tomorrow and see what happens. Do it today. Why tomorrow? Because I can't. Right, Dan, this is as far as... Good. No, it's good. Yeah. You break it. No? I do need to listen to you. Yeah, you haven't got to listen to me. You're a gym boy. You're like, you do it all the time. He knows what he's talking about. All right, I'll do it at home when I get home later. You will? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I was only joking. No, absolutely. Because if we don't go up, there'll always be a time when we naturally can't. Yes. So, you're just like, do it. Not like every day and your body can't recover. Like, there's always a window when you can't because you're working all day or the kids are doing something. So those breaks naturally come in your life anyway. I'll do it tonight. So when you've got a window, if in doubt, squat it out. If in doubt, squat it out. Exactly. There we go. There we go. Alstroemeria, Indian summer. Check out the size of these. 3 jumbo plugs, grown on, ready for you to plant out. Does YGTV stand for Your Gym TV? Your Gym TV. No, it's definitely not. It's YouGarden. Jumbo plug, so ready for you to plant out. Alstroemeria, I love Alstroemeria anyway because it's a great transitional plant. This flowers for you through the summer. Around June time it should start flowering and it'll keep going all the way through to October. And that means we're transitioning from summer into autumn. It's about making sure that you're getting the most out of your garden for as long as you possibly can. Alstroemeria will help you to do that. Gorgeous hot colours, beautiful yellows, oranges, tiger stripes, those distinctive tiger stripes on the petals as well. And then those are perfectly contrasted against the darker foliage that you've got on there. This makes this Alstroemeria incredibly impressive and why it has been the most popular item yesterday and today as part of our YGTV shows. Dead easy to look after, plant them and let them go. Part sun position is probably the best place that you can go rather than a full sun position. That's exactly where I've got my Alstroemeria planted. And we're just showing you the comparison of the size. So that's a regular plug that Dan's holding, and this is the jumbo here. And the size of those roots are incredible, aren't they? Massive. So if you can supersize, do it.
Do it, do it.
Do it.
Do it. 480255. Where's Stu here?
Other end, yeah, we're going to.
Here we
the
are,
scented
night phlox. Why not?
Yeah, the night phlox. So we showed you our creeping carpet phlox over that side. This one's a new one for us that we've just brought out today, which is the night phlox. And this one's really interesting because this actually is going to transform your garden in the evening time.
Yep.
So the dense foliage that you get on this gets these gorgeous flowers that actually stay closed during the daytime, which means you get a lovely display on here because you might get a mixture of some closed and some opening. So nice and closed, tight kind of flowers during the day, and then at night time they're going to open up and release the most intoxicating smell. It's a sweet honey vanilla scent and is one of the most scented flowers that you can put into your garden for that nighttime fragrance. The reason they open up at nighttime is that one of its most important pollinators is going to be one of those nighttime pollinators, the moths. So of course they release that scent to invite those in. Bees and butterflies are going to love it as well. A bit like the other phlox, stays nice and compact, only about 25 centimetres high, and it will spread by a good couple of feet as well. But unlike the other phlox, this one probably isn't as hardy. So top tip is going to be maybe just keep these in containers, grow them in pots, because then it'll be really easy for you to overwinter them. Milder areas you might get away with it, but it's up to you then what you do, whether you risk leaving them out or not. If you really want to make sure you're looking after them, grow them in pots so that you can move them indoors or under cover.
Here's a risk. Do I give an item number and wrap up this section of the show, or do we talk about the chat that's going on
I think the chat, it sounds super interesting.
Or
apparently
about
they're talking about cake.
and ice cream vans.
Oh,
what do you want from an ice cream van? Say one rocks up right now. One, we're like, what are you doing here?
Every time.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Full flake?
Full flake.
Like £5 later?
Actually, 2 flakes is great. And what I do with 1 flake is I push the flake down into the cone, and then you can have the other flake, and then that makes, when you get down to the cone and eat the cone bit, because you've got a bit of chocolate and ice cream in the bottom, that makes the cone bit really interesting. I do like a bit of strawberry.
Strawberry
on top. Yeah, that's lovely. Oh, now I want a 99. You can't go for I love a twister and starting a Calippo and stuff like that, but I can buy those anywhere.
Calippos last too long.
99 from an ice cream van.
I used to love a feast because the hard chocolate on the inside. Mint feast.
Yeah, or a fab. I quite liked the fabs.
Fab, yeah.
You can buy those in the supermarket now.
Different, yeah, you
Never
can.
used to be able to get them.
Different. What was that, Stu? Oh, Karen and Nicola both saying don't get bands near them.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
We get one that comes down our street all the time because obviously there's loads of kids that live where we are. The kids are like, can we have an ice cream?
And you're like, oh, no. Neil's down with double flakes. There we go. Is that Neil with the garden?
Yeah, will be.
Yeah.
Neil thinks that's a genius idea. It's brilliant. Honestly, you're going to thank me for that.
How many flakes can you fit down a cone?
No, it's only 1.
How do you
Depends
know?
on the size of a cone.
I mean, it does. But the classic...
Yeah, it's 1.
Because sometimes you can get a honeycomb one, which is much bigger.
No. Oh, if you've got the wider ones, I'm talking about the classic
Yeah, I want
cone.
a classic cone. If I'm getting 99 now,
it's 1
I
in
want
there.
a classic.
It's 1 in there. And that's all you need in there.
And
otherwise, it's too much chocolate.
You want it to be whippy, don't you?
Yeah.
Because sometimes 99s are like, oh, it's a scoop. Like, no, I want a whippy.
I want a whippy. And now somebody's putting gardening comments in there. Quite rightly, Nicola, because it is a gardening group, isn't it? So quite rightly so.
Yeah, sorry. What you could do next time the van comes along is ask the man or woman to pop a flake in first. And then whippy around it.
No, because you've got to push the ice cream in when you do it, you see.
Yeah.
The ice cream doesn't go down to the bottom. By pushing it in yourself, you're actually pushing the ice cream in.
I don't know what I'm saying. My head's gone.
There's a proper knack to it.
Ridiculous.
So what was Nicola saying? She's been growing on her bay tree cuttings and then giving them away as gifts. How lovely. My bay tree is looking amazing at the moment, actually. Loads of fresh, new green foliage coming on there. It looks gorgeous at the minute.
Thank you for chatting.
Yeah,
we love that on YouTube, on Facebook, on the feeds as well. You emailing in all of your pictures. I know we've got to crack straight on. The phlox is 480460. We're going to go to sherbet lemon, and not forgetting, you can get all of your item numbers on the show page. So under where you see on YouGarden.com, where you see the actual YouTube link, I guess. You can see everything all in one place. You haven't got to remember anything like that at all. Sherbet lemon, how much am I getting home? What am I getting home?
Okay, you're getting 12 plug plants included in here. There are 3 different varieties. As you can see on the screen, we've got the Bidens, which is that lovely yellow one that you can see. You've got the Lobelia, the Laura Deep Blue, which is the blue one you can see, and the Verbena Samira Ice White, which is the white one that you can see. Amazing, right?
Oh, how do we know what's what, by the way?
Okay, so they come to you in our mini greenhouses here. On the front, there is a label. The label says which is which. It also has an alphabet, a letter of the alphabet on it. The letter of the alphabet then marries up to... Yeah, there you can see, look, the letters on the pods there. So you know which plant is which when you open these up. So top tip is... don't take them all out, because then you won't know.
That.
I mean, actually, you can tell that this looks different to this. So you could probably, you
can actually.
You could probably work it out.
And some of them are already flowering anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes it works, but sometimes you'll get a pack of plants and they do all look the same. They're just different colour options. So what I would say is when you get them home, show them some love, because they will have been in this mini greenhouse, in a box, in the dark, for a few days whilst it is in transit getting to you. So they're always looked after before they get sent out. They're always well watered before they get sent out, but they're going to need a drink. They're going to need to see some light. So open them up, do exactly that. Put them on a windowsill, give them a drink, and then let them rest just for a couple of hours. And then you can go and you can take them and you can plant them out. As you saw from Olwyn, who kindly sent us a picture of her geranium fire queens that got sent. They are designed to get to you in the best possible condition. If you've ever got a problem, do let us know. Not me particularly, our customer services department, because I mean,
there's only so much you can do.
I don't mind hearing about it. I just won't be able to fix it for you. So speak to the customer services department. We will fix those problems. Now, this particular selection has been put together to create beautiful displays.
Absolutely. I know we're talking about like being random, and I'm talking about mixing up all the colours. Like there's a very good reason why these 3 varieties are popped together to give you the maximum effect at home. Like those yellows, just almost like slightly peeking over the top of the blues and the purples. That's the whole point. 400-762 for all things sherbet lemon. But we've just got time to talk Eton mess, if we can, please.
Yeah, so this is very much about which colour speaks to you the most. You know, they've both been designed in the same way to give those designer looks, the right combinations put together so that they work in harmony together. So it might be the blue, yellow and white, or it might be the shades of pink that talk to you the most. You've got those gorgeous kind of creamies and raspberries and strawberry colours in the Eton mess. And of course you're getting all of those varieties, the Calabricoa, the Verbena, the Petunia included. Different sizes, different shapes, different sort of flowering habits or trailing habits. Some will trail slightly, some will be slightly more upright. But these have been designed to give you months of colour. They've been designed to take the hard work and the guesswork out. Yeah. It is guesswork for a lot of us sometimes when we're pairing plants. Sometimes we just know that works brilliantly with that. But the rest of the time we're guessing, aren't we? And it's trial and error. If you want to take away the guesswork and you just want to know you've got 2 hanging baskets or a pair of pots or some even putting these into a border together, that would be absolutely fine. If you want to know that you're getting a winning combination, go for a pack of these. And if they're your favourite colours, or their mum's favourite colours, or your brother's favourite, then that's exactly why we do it, right? Exactly. Eton Mess, 400-759. We are basically out of time. You can order on the website. Of course, you can make a phone call as well on the bottom part of the screen, but the website generally where we take you, because then you can visually see everything and put it all together. Promo code YGTV 2024, because then all of those double up, buy one, get 2 frees, etc. And what else do we get the free gift this week? Yeah, free gift, which is your pack of 10 of the lily bulbs that you're getting, the majestic lily bulbs, range of colours included in there. And that is a free gift that gets entered into your basket when you use our promo code. So it's really important. It doesn't just unlock the savings and the buy one, get ones and the double ups and all that. It actually enters the free gift into your basket as well. Perfect. And finally, if you can get your basket, or if it does get to £40 or over, free P&P on everything in that transaction. Your item, by the way, for Eton Mess is 400-759. Malcolm says thank you, another great show. Bless you. Cheerio. Oh, who's that? Gru says see you on Sunday when his team might retain the Premiership. So he's a Man City fan, it sounds like. Could go to... I have no idea. I think it is, but it's basically Man City's. But yes, you never know. My husband's probably working on that game. He's good luck, Arsenal. Yes, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, he's probably there.
Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bex.
My pleasure.
See you Sunday.
Mwah.
Keep your eye on QVC. My name's Dan. Thanks for having me. It's goodbye from Miles. We'll see you Sunday in the potting shed with Bex and Adam. Bye.